12. It's live 105.3. J.D. Ryan is here. Eddie Boyd, Dan O'Malley, Costas. That don't really matter. Did you go to see Dr. Mike? Yes. Nobody knows what that is.
I know. I'm explaining. Yes, I got a rubber band here around my wrist now.
That's not the question. Did you go see Dr. Mike?
Yes.
All right. I don't want to know the punchline. I want to know the setup. I'll get to the punchline.
Okay.
All right. Did you go to see Dr. Mike?
Yes.
All right. What's the rubber band for?
I forgot now. For when you stress me out.
Oh, so it's me?
Yes. You create an atmosphere of stress, and I need a diversion from it, and that will release the tension in my neck and my stress and my jaw.
You've been crying? Your eyes are red.
I've got allergies. There's something in this building. It's driving me nuts.
Turn that thing on the floor up higher.
It's fine in his studios in the building, where I spend most of my day up until now outside.
Well, take it, the purifier, and stick it in your office. That's where it's bothering you.
That's interesting.
All right, so you got to see him.
Mm-hmm.
He says what? You sit down.
Mm-hmm.
Did he put you under?
Nope.
He didn't hypnotize you?
Mm-mm.
Well, that was the whole idea.
We just talked.
I think when he hypnotized me, he touched my stinky.
Did not.
I think he did.
He didn't. Why did he hypnotize you? What was your...
So he touched my stinky.
He didn't do that. Dr. Mike didn't do that. What's the matter with you?
Sorry, just getting the middle image of you coming out of it in his hands, halfway in your butt.
He goes, whoa, sorry.
Or he just looks up like... They call me my hand in that booty jar. Yeah. All right, so you go in and you sit down, and he says what?
He's got a big, comfortable chair. I sat in that. Lights are low. He's got a little soft music going on, and I thought, okay, he's going to put me under. We just talked about issues, because where do you feel it when you...
I thought he was going to hypnotize you. We could have sent you to any therapist.
He told me a couple of things I need to do. I need to set up a vacation spot to relax in the building here. It's my little stool will be now from now on. It's my vacation spot. When I go there, I'm on vacation. I am. I'll be on the beach when I'm sitting there. I'm gonna bring some sand in. He says it's all mental.
So you
I had to move my bench from here. He said never go backwards. Always go to one side or the other for your vacation spot. Never go back. I don't know why, so I had to move it from behind me to the side over to the left. So from now on, when I'm over there...
That's your vacation chair.
That's my vacation chair.
Now, are we not supposed to talk to you when you're on vacation? Do you take calls, or how does this work?
He just says it should be instantaneous after a while. Sit there first, get in the mindset of where you are when you're on the beach. He asked me where I was comfortable. I said on the beach in Virginia.
Right.
North Carolina. And then he says, okay, get that feeling, be there, and then sit in that chair. And get that feeling. And then every time you go to that chair, in the future, it'll get stronger and stronger and stronger. And you'll have moments of relaxation. And then the other thing is the rubber band that he gave me around. And I snap that on my wrist.
Yeah.
And that gives me a diversion from the stress. And that will become a trigger for myself to relax. I'll know that I'm tensing up, which is what I haven't done before. Actually acknowledge the fact that I'm tensing up. And I'll know that I'm tensing up, and I'll do something about it, and it'll be released.
He didn't charge you nothing, did he?
No.
Good.
Why? Why?
You come back with a rubber band and a stool.
You screamed at me for 2 months to go to him. I went. It makes a lot of sense when I was there. Then I got in the car and kind of went, the hell?
All right. So how long did you guys talk?
An hour. From 10 to 11.
And the first thing he said was, you go and you sit down, sit in the big comfy chair.
Sit down, relax.
Okay.
Get comfortable.
All right.
He goes, now what do you think the issue is? I just said it's probably stress related. He goes, well, it always comes to the end of the sentence. Do you do it when you're not at work? So to my realization, no, I do.
You probably wouldn't know. Because you wouldn't talk. Your mouth isn't as close to somebody's ear as it is right now because your mouth is 3 inches from the mic. I said.
He said, well, it's probably all stress. I told him I hold all my stress in my jaw and my shoulders. And he said, well, then that's probably what you're dealing with. It's a stress reliever because we just need to move it from your jaw to somewhere else. That's why I get the band. Of course, that makes an irritating sound, too. I said, okay, I'll try the band thing. Then he said, then we went into the whole vacation scenario. Where are you comfortable? Where are you relaxed? I said, here. He goes, go there from time to time while you're at work. Because you need to change your pattern. When you feel yourself stressing up, even if you're in the office working, go sit in the chair for a few minutes.
He didn't charge nothing, did he?
No. He says he can make people quit smoking in 22 minutes. I mean, says, well, okay.
Why didn't he hypnotize you?
I don't know. I kept waiting for it, and we never really got there.
Maybe he did it sneaky.
I don't think so. He told me to stand up and get another chair. He said, go sit in that chair. Now, do you feel different? I went, yeah, because it was kind of a hard chair.
Right.
And I said, well, yeah. So I feel more in a business mode now than I did in the big lounger like you have back here.
Right.
He said, okay. He goes, well, that's the difference. You just need a perspective change sometimes. Go to where it's comfortable. That's the lounger. That's your vacation chair. Then you have your business chair over here. I went, okay. All mental. So I'm working on it. I'm going to have, I'm trying. My vacation chair and my rubber band. I'm good.
But he doesn't know where your stress is coming from.
He just says it's obviously from the show and the pressure and the stress and from just, wanting to do a good job and some things sometimes don't happen the way they should.
Well, how come Dan and Tassos' teeth don't chomp?
Well, they, A, might hold their stress somewhere else. B, you don't talk to them all day, every day. You talk to them in short spurts. And you never hear Tassos on the mind.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have to go back?
He didn't say to. He said to try this for a while and see what happens. So I'm consciously thinking about my stress level.
I wonder if you could do that like in relationships. When your wife starts driving you nuts, you go, hey, I'm going to timeout. I go sit in the vacation chair. You leave me alone.
Yeah, you can.
You come into my vacation area, I'll kill you.
I don't think that's healthy. No, he did talk about other triggers, though. He said, you want to...
Did he talk about you enjoy?
No.
Okay. I'm just curious. Those are a lot of different things that cause stress. Not everything's job-related. Not everything's family-related. It's a combination of everything you absorb every single day. So it's not just me. It's not just this job. It's not this building. It's everything.
A little bit of everything.
So cumulative.
It's traffic. It's everything else. And I hadn't been up to LBJ at 75 in a while. Holy crap, is that a mess?
Oh, I went through there over the weekend, going to Garland.
It's amazing there aren't deaths every day.
It actually scares me every time, especially if I'm in the Batmobile, just to go through the winding crap where it goes down from 5 to 4 to 2, however many
back
lanes.
Back and forth, all the lanes change. It's like a circus ride.
I'm glad we moved out of there.
Oh, yeah. I can't even imagine. It looks like Beirut.
And I don't think it's going to be done for years.
Years and years and years.
Is that Dr. Mike or just some Mike? Dr. Mike? Just a Mike. Okay. Yes, Mike.
Love the show, JD. Russ, you entertain those of us that have very stressful jobs quite a bit. JD, I don't understand what Russ does that stresses you out.
No, you don't, because you're on that side of the speakers.
I mean, you read the news, and you're not really held accountable for reading it well.
Yeah, that's all I do. You're right.
Well, no, I mean, you're
right. That's all I do.
Enjoy the show.
You're stressing out. Deal with this guy. Just talk to him.
That's not all I do. To try to explain what I do in the show would be very much more complicated than you would understand. Clearly by his comment.
You bring a lot of light to those of us that really have, obviously stressful jobs.
See? Guy's paying you a compliment. There's no reason to jump up his ass.
I didn't jump up his ass.
Yes, you did.
All I do is not just read the news badly. I do lots of things badly.
Y'all put on a great show, but
thank you.
I guess you're welcome, Russ.
All right, good enough. There's a lot more than just the 4 hours that you hear. It takes many, many hours to throw this schlock together.
We're all under a lot of stress to make sure things are right and correct. Doing things for each other, just make sure the audio's done and things are right and stories are correct and people are lined up. And I realize it sounds to the average listener like it just falls together.
It's supposed to.
Which is how it's supposed to. Therein lies the magic of the show. But a whole lot of work goes behind the scenes. And a whole lot of stress goes with it.
All right, so if your vacation chair don't work, what's next?
I don't know.
Are you really going to bring some sand up here?
Probably not. Not the sand. It's not really the chair as much as it is going there and making that a trigger point. That's what he said. I'm just telling you what he said.
Why don't we take part of the office, clean it up, get some of the crap out of there, and just make you a little vacation corner?
He said it doesn't have to be much space. He said it can actually be a square where you stand. It just needs to be a place you go every time. And for the first
when you
few
start
times,
to stress
get
out,
that feeling, put yourself on the beach, and then go sit in the chair. And after a while, that becomes a trigger.
Excuse me. I'm just trying to think if I could use that, too.
Well, you kind of do in a way. You sit back in that lounger, which is kind of your little spot. You really liked that when I came in the room.
Yeah, I love this chair.
Before you had to lay down on the floor. Well, you did.
I'm just wondering if that would help with the daily pressures of just being able to shut the show out for how long you got to sit on that chair?
He says just a few moments.
All right.
You should be able to get back to after a while. It takes a few times doing it to get the trigger set. And after then, you're supposed to be able to sit down in it and feel a little bit of that relaxation.
Let me try that.
You have to get to a spot where you were comfortable, where you felt happy.
The only problem is I don't know what spot that would be.
That's with you. That's a problem. I mean, where was that? Did you say working out one night you felt that? Or
yeah, for a couple of seconds. It didn't last long.
Yeah.
It was just it was one of those fleeting moments to where you went, I like, oh.
It's gone.
Just about the time you got a handle on the emotion, it's gone.
How about like 8 o'clock the evening of a week-long vacation? Is that any relief for you at all?
Nah. Just for a little bit.
Yeah.
I think that's why I drink more now.
Try to do that?
Yeah.
A bit of stress. I know it sounds like we're whining because people have real jobs and they stress out every day.
Yeah, I don't care. They don't count. Well, they do.
I understand.
All right. I'll try that.
Man, I can tell when I come in the studio, it's so different than the rest of this building. My nose is starting to clear up. Just that air filter you get in here.
Oh. Well, then maybe we're going to have to get a few more.
Yeah.
Okay. Everything else ready?
Ready to go?
What was the thing we were talking about last night at the end of the show where Eddie lost it again? And he hit another one of those high pitches.
Was that the wasting your seed on dead flowers?
I don't think that was the end of the show. Was it?
What was the last thing?
Oh, Trey and his mom.
Oh, that's right. Get Trey getting spankings.
Is that the one where you hit the high pitches?
I believe so.
Yeah. Go fetch that audio for me, would you?
It was right around 6:50. Because I marked it down. I was going to make the promo, but I listened to it and I figured other people wouldn't understand what we're laughing at, really, unless you know Trey.
Right, you have to know Trey in the show.
Yeah.
So. All right. You ready to go?
Sure.
Here it comes. 325. J.D. Ryan's on Live 105.3.
Thank you, Russ. Brought to us by Expedia.com and Miller Lite.
Expedia.com, making it easy to find the trip you're looking for. Expedia.com. Don't just travel. Travel right. This hour of the Russ Martin Show is brought to you in part by Miller Lite.
And by Service King Collision Repair. Eddie will be there on Thursday from 11 to 1 o'clock. Airport Freeway in Irving. Lunch from Applebee's also on Beltline in Irving. See you there on Thursday. Birthdays today. Laura Miller turns 45 today. Sinbad is 47. Jameson Parker is 56. Linda Evans, 61. And Mickey Mouse is 75 today.
Somebody said Laura Miller was on Mark Davis today.
Yeah, I heard that driving over to Dr. Mike's. Yeah. She was just...
What were they talking about?
The two of them, I almost called him, but I thought that'd be worse. But I like him, and normally he's to the point, but he must be romancing her or something to get him on the radio because he was dancing around things. She was bringing
like
up, what? Not to beat on this, but the 6 days, somebody did bring up the 6-foot rule, and she goes, that's not even my deal. That's the city attorney doing that. That's not my issue. And he didn't call her on it. He didn't say, wait a minute.
Well, is it hers or not?
I always thought it was. Every time you read it in the paper, it's Laura Miller says this, Laura Miller says that. They never say the city attorney says. So that's what I said. That was my next question.
You know who I'd like to talk to downtown is Ted Benavides. Yeah. I think I brought this up before. Did you ever call them, Dan?
I did, and the media relations down there never returned my calls after initially speaking with them.
I think we'll get a lot more straight answers out of Benavides than we would from anybody on the city council.
She's dancing around the smoking thing. They were laughing.
Well, now I want to know, is the 6-foot rule, did that come out of her?
She says no.
I bet we can find out.
They were just real buddy-buddy.
Well, of course.
He's kind of very swarmy, is the feeling I got. Nobody was asking her any tough questions. Nobody was...
Well, what's the purpose of having her on there?
That's what I was thinking.
Especially with the whole crap going on with the cops, and now they only get 13 weeks of...
Now, she said this morning on the radio, apparently now they got caught, she said, no. those officers are going to get as long as they need, not the 13 weeks.
The 4 officers?
That's the 4 officers.
Okay. What about the rest of them?
I don't know. They only addressed that issue.
Well, that's my point. These 4 cops aren't the only issue.
Every time something came up, it was never followed up. It wasn't followed to its natural. I'm staring at the radio going,
all right, you're going to ask about this?
Yeah.
All right, what about that?
We go off to some other question. And then she was gone, and Mickey Mouse came on. Oh, my God. He had like a Mickey Mouse sound-alike on as an interview.
Mark Davis did.
Followed up right after 11. I'm not kidding. Like it was really Mickey Mouse. Tell me about your steamboat Willie
No,
days.
he didn't.
I swear to Jesus.
How very interesting. Yeah, Mark of all people, because he's been a big cop fire supporter. Of all people, he should have been all over about that. He obviously just didn't want to piss her off and wanted to have her back.
It was just laughs and giggles. And he's been a big guy against the smoking ban in the restaurants. And she'd make some comment about it and go, even smoking, Mark. He'd go, ha, 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 ha.
Even smoking what?
Just the smoking ban. Every time the smoking ban came up, it was laughs and giggles. It was never like, well, why'd you do that? What do you think you're accomplishing?
Which side is he for?
He's always been the guy saying that, against it.
Against the ban?
That's the only thing they disagreed on. Yeah. Was that he's against the ban, she's obviously for it. I don't know.
All right.
And he said he's glad that the firemen can't go out on the street corner, that they're distracting. It could cause accidents, so that's actually a good thing.
What happened to him?
I don't know. They should be set up in a mall instead.
Well, I'm not sure if this is the case or not, but I think a lot of times the firemen are near their own station.
Yes. So they can jump on the trucks and run if they need to.
Yeah. Well, the panhandling thing, the only people that's really affected are the firemen. In essence, that's what that law has done. It's kept firemen from being on the corners, soliciting for cash, and they don't even do it all year. They do it the boot drive for, I guess it's muscular dystrophy, and as far as I know, that's it. Or if there's a fallen firefighter, I know that they've done it in other cities to go out and collect money on the corner. So that's what that law did. Panhandlers are still out there. Homeless people holding signs are still out there. Now we got cops having to chase homeless people around and give them a ticket. And if they don't get off that corner, it's going to cost them $500.
But it was nice to bring her back, I'm sure.
Say it again.
They were playing nice, so she would come back.
Oh. And you know what? That's too bad, because I liked her. Different aspects about her. I thought it was a stand-up thing to do when all the cops and firemen went down to City Hall.
Right, to come out and talk to him instead of running.
Right. I'd have stayed up there and locked the doors and just waited for him to go home. Literally, if that was me, there's no way I'd have walked out there. I give her credit for that.
Yeah.
And standing up for, doing some things that aren't necessarily popular opinion. But some of the other stuff she's done is just flat retarded. I can't even come close to defending her on any of it.
Right.
And how are they going to, so is it just going to be those 4 cops that are going to get past 13 weeks of compensation?
That's what it seemed like. I mean, that's not word for word, but she kind of danced around that. She goes, no, we're going to take care of them as long as they need to be taken care of. Who's they? How long is that?
Right.
Forever.
And what happens from that point forward?
Right.
What about other officers?
No follow-up questions.
Is it only going to be popular officers? Officers that are in the news? Officers that get shot?
Now, granted,
are those the ones that get past 13 weeks?
Right. I did come in halfway into the interview, so if they mentioned that earlier, maybe they were recapping.
All right, go ahead.
Let's see. President Bush boarded aircraft 1 this morning for his trip to the United Kingdom, where the unprecedented security in place to counter expected anti-war protests. A new poll, by the way, shows more Brits welcome him than do not. Bush said he'll use the 3 days visit in Britain to basically confront widespread doubt in Britain and across Europe about the war. So he's already there by now. But they're going to meet tonight with Prince Charles, and basically they just got security all souped up for him. Investigators armed with a search warrant are swarming Michael Jackson's Neverland Ranch today. Court TV reported that the 12-year-old boy has now brought allegations against the pop star. At least 1 ambulance was present today on the Neverland grounds. Jackson is not currently at Neverland, but he is in the country. Authorities carried out the warrant with the 45-year-old singer's sprawling home just outside Santa Barbara. The Santa Barbara County District Attorney Office was also involved in the action.
Hang on a second. Hi, Roger. All right, hang on. Something's feeding into the phone. Roger.
Hey, Russ.
There we go. What's up?
Daniels got on TV last night and said that.
Who got on?
Assistant City Manager Daniels. He's like the guy below Benavides.
All right, go ahead.
He said that the cases will be done on an individual basis after the 13 weeks. But they also said at the end of the story that the officers would have to use up all their vacation and all their sick time.
No.
I agree. I mean, it's horrible. I mean, these guys, I work with these guys that got shot and stuff. These are great guys. They have a ton of sick time because they come to work all the time. They love coming to work. They're some of the hardest working officers around.
Yeah, they are going to have to use their sick time, right? And their vacation before this extra.
That's absurd. My vacation time is my vacation time. I don't recall getting shot to be some kind of a party. I don't have a stool that's called a shot chair that I want to go sit on when I want to feel like getting shot.
I agree. In the guys that don't have to use this are the guys that sit in their car, answer calls, don't get out, and don't knock on drug house doors, and don't do any police work. You know, and you don't get injured if you do that.
No, that's what I said a couple of days ago. It's like, what's my incentive? And I'm not saying that they do it for the cash. You know, I don't get up and go kick open a door for cash. I'm doing it because I know that if something happens to me, the city's going to take care of me or my family. Now we know that's not going to happen. And if it were me and I was a Dallas cop, I'm telling you, every day I'd pick my corner and I'd sit there and I'd dig until I was out of boogers.
All right, Russ. Talk to you later.
Thank you, Roger. They're giving them no incentive to do their job. Short of the fact that they just like what they're doing. Mm-hmm. And it seems like every week there's something new. All right, you don't get your raise. You get your raise. You don't get it all at once. Mm-hmm. Oh, by the way, now when you get shot, you're going to get 13 weeks of our portion of the workman's comp. But you've got to take it out of your vacation and your sick time. Why?
Good question.
I don't think any other company does that. No. They're going to have to absolutely just clear out downtown. I wish somebody from Fort Worth would just come over and go, look, obviously we got everything handled over here. Why don't you do it like this? It seems to work for us. Very seldom do you hear Fort Worth in the news. Mm-mm. With any types of problem with the city council.
Laura Miller even went over there and took a tour of the downtown area to see how the Bass Brothers had set it up. Why it's so safe. Why so many people
Sunday Square?
Yeah, Sunday Square. I mean, I remember that was a year ago or so, but she actually has acknowledged the fact that Fort was doing it right.
Okay.
And nothing's happened. Nothing's changed.
Good. All right, go ahead.
All right. An abused cat died today after a vicious attack that the Greater Dallas Humane Society calls the worst act of animal cruelty it has ever seen. Young children found the cat Monday morning outside a portable classroom at the Truett Elementary School. 3-year-old cat's face and paws were severely burned. They say, quote, we think he probably got thrown into a fire somehow because it's the most serious facial, oral, and front paws injuries we've ever seen. The cat was found near a can of lighter fluid, and zip ties apparently used to tie him up. X-rays also showed internal damage to the cat's heart elevated by air in the chest.
I saw that story online. Where do you can go with that?
Who knows?
And there was, on Channel 5's website, you can click on the story, and then they have the little message board where people post their response to this. One guy said, basic text was, I don't approve of animal cruelty, but, you know, you guys you should pick your space on this website for things other than this. Totally missed the point. It's like, dude, cruelty like that doesn't just stop with animals. So if you don't get pissed off for the animal, get pissed off because that's going to happen to a human sooner or later.
It is. Prove that.
And after a while, just, you know, hearing an animal scream in pain, that's going to get old hat, and you're going to move on to something else. You're going to want to talk to something that's going to ask you not to do it. And if they think that stops with animal cruelty, they're idiots.
So the same not running around over Fort Worth.
Go ahead, I'm done.
All right, watching the annual Macy's Thanksgiving Day.
Hold on. Is that? Yeah. Excuse me one moment. I'd like to laugh.
Okay.
Obviously, that's not going to happen anytime soon. How far into it before you lose it?
It's a minute and a half, I think, because it starts off with the whole story where JD's reading the story about what child would you choose, a girl or boy?
That's this is Duke University. Yeah, they say 38% chose a boy, 28% chose a girl, and 27% said either one is fine. Among men, if you just ask men, 45 say they'd rather have a son, and 36 of the women would rather have a daughter. And they say that's basically because if it's the same sex, they think there's some kind of bond there. Guys, you know, my son, my boy.
Well, Trey proved that wrong, didn't he?
All right. Don't. What are you doing? Oh, gosh. Why do you do that?
See, it's not really that funny, but it's the fact that Eddie just loses it over stuff like that.
You knew it both had to do with turning his mom.
Yeah.
Nipples.
Yeah. And it just makes you wonder if they lay in bed side by side.
All right.
And lick their nipples.
Bond.
Yeah.
Yeah. Twinkies. Stop.
Oh. You've got more hair than mine.
Mom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, God. You little boy. I could see you with a boy. You'd be more likely to wail on a boy than you would a little girl anyway.
You mean whip? Yeah. Yeah, I can't. I can't see whipping a little girl. I wonder if he still gets... There's a really high pitch one in here, right?
Yeah, it's where you turn the mics off for a second.
That one was my favorite. Guess him. No, Trey.
I don't know.
Told you never to blow in my eyes. We gotta stop. These jokes are too easy. I mean, they're too cheap. All right. Just hand me something. We'll play anything. Do we have something to give away?
Yes.
All right, then. Do we have time to do this?
Not really.
Yeah, we'll do it here anyway. I don't care.
Now it's time to play everybody's favorite game.
We don't get into the game, do we?
Oh, no. We never went the game.
Okay.
Russ Martin.
You ready?
Yeah.
That's the wrong hoe. Stinky ones for daddy. How many times you ever pay? That was it. That's what I was looking for. Excuse me, I have to back up now.
I think there's another one coming here.
How many times you ever pay?
Oh, no.
I don't think I can see. How many times have you heard Daddy say? Oh, I hit the delay there, didn't I? Yeah, okay. I'm going to listen to this again during a break. Do we need a break?
Yes.
All right. Wrap up news with you, huh?
There's news and information. I'm J.D. Ryan, live on 1053.
This is Russ Martin.
see the big black crank on Channel 8 last night?
Like a new weather guy?
No. Stop it. No. I don't mean that. I mean, what's the matter? No, it's actual. I record the Channel 8 news.
Right.
I don't always make it home in time.
Okay.
So I have it on the PVR. So I was watching it back and watching this story about the Cowboys looking for sound bites and such.
Okay.
And there's this one guy with his hand in his head, his head in his hands like this, like he's all dejected in the locker room after the game.
Right.
And a black guy walks behind him naked. And they don't cut it out.
They show it
It's an edited piece, and the guy walks, it's slightly out of focus, but it's clear what it is. I mean, it bounces as it goes behind him.
It does. How do you miss that?
I had to watch it 3 or 4 times and go, that is not what I thought it was. I even stopped and went, nah, yeah, that's a black crank.
Did you bring the video thing?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Want to see it?
Yeah. Will it play up there?
I think it will. I don't think the audio will play.
Yeah, stick in that machine.
But the video will.
I think I got the remote down here someplace. Is this it, Eddie?
Yes.
All right. I didn't even know that thing worked.
There you go. Watch. I'll watch. I Wait, let it go again because I rewound it and did it again. Watch. Watch it. Watch. Look at that. I'm going to put it on there one more time. No, I guess I'll let it go at that point. Yeah.
Press rewind on this. Oh, that's unbelievable. There it goes. All right, there he's in.
Hello. It's almost like the guy stopped and went, this little helicopter with it.
I wonder whose that was.
I don't know.
We should put that on the web and see if anybody else who we knew that is.
I've got it saved forever, my PVR. A classic Channel 8 moment.
There you go. There's the end. Are you sure that's not something else?
Look at it. You had something else with pubic hair and balls.
Well, I've never seen a black man naked.
Blacks on blondes.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Right after Dale pitches it. It's so funny. And they slowed it down.
All right, there's the end.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a Willie.
Yeah. That's a big one, though.
Sorry, your first black one on television. It could be a big one for you.
We'll look at it when we're done. There's got to be a way to figure out who that is. There he's in. Let's freeze it. See if he's got any moles or anything. No. Distinguishing marks. Just a dork on television. How did you miss that?
I don't know. I mean, that had to go by an editor and probably a producer.
And I'm sure Dale Hansen's watching it as he pitches to the piece because they look down at the monitors. Yeah. That way they know when the piece is over.
Yeah. And it's that he's and they, like I said, they slowed it down because it's that dramatic moment of dejection and oh my God.
Right. It's a close up of a guy really close to the camera. And obviously he's distraught that he lost, and right about that time it's when the weenie walks past him in the background. At first you don't really catch what it is as it comes into the frame.
Right.
Then the guy walks behind his head, and then he exits coming out of his head, and that's when the yin-ying's flopping.
Almost looks like he pauses momentarily, and that's when it flops.
He started again. We should put this on the web. I'm going to send this to FCC and send it. All right, here we go.
After Dan Hansen says, it is. Here's Hannah.
Okay, there it's in.
There's no mistaking it.
He don't look cut either. Let me look at that again. He don't.
He doesn't. I didn't look that closely.
You've got him a little elephant snout.
Here, I stopped right there. Rewound it. Up there you go.
Yeah, see, he ain't cut. What if we can put that on the website without getting in trouble?
I don't know why not. It was broadcast over the air. Anybody in the world could have picked it up.
Yeah. You may do that.
We'll credit him.
Yeah. Black Weenie, courtesy WFAA.
Yes.
I say we send a copy to the FCC.
Why?
People always ratting us out.
I guess.
I'm offended.
I just wonder if anybody's called Channel 8 or somebody else had to have seen that. I can't be the only person that looks behind people for black people.
Well, how do you know nobody's complained?
I don't.
Yeah.
I just said I wonder if.
Oh. Yes, Rita?
Yes, please put that on the web. I need to see that. Please?
Okay.
Thanks.
All right.
Oh, we don't do it. Somebody somewhere will. Somebody else got that. So, a lot of people record Channel 8. I do just because I want to make sure I get all the stories.
Right. Maybe we put it on the web and only leave it there for a couple of minutes. That way you either see it now or you don't.
Okay. You do that. And then people are going to badger us for the next 3 days. Like, where's the hit?
It's gone. We'll send the clip to Chris at VertBiz during a break. See if we can get him to load it. Oh, we never did traffic.
I got traffic.
Yeah. You got it?
Yeah, Gail's out today.
She sick?
Is she? No one knows. They just called us and said she would not be here.
When did they call? Just now?
Eddie took the call.
At what time?
About 2:30.
30 minutes before the show. All right. You got sponsorship?
I do. Brought to us by KTXA TV and Tylock Eye Center.
Win $1,000 in cash instantly from UPN 21. Just watch The King of Queens all this week at 5 p.m. Just watch, dial, and win all this week at 5 p.m. only on UPN 21. It's not LASIK, it's Intra-LASIK. Come and discover the Tylock Advantage this Tuesday evening at our free Intra-LASIK seminar at the Tylock Eye Care and Laser Center. Call 972-258-6400 to attend.
All right, here we go. Westbound I-30 at Northwest Highway. Let's see if there's an accident there. The two right lanes are blocked. We also have westbound I-30, the Tom Landry Highway at Walton Walker Boulevard accident. The right lane is blocked there. And an overturned Jeep on westbound I-30, the Tom Landry Highway at North Beltline Road. Right lanes are blocked there. There's traffic brought to us by Al's Formal Wear. Don't miss Al's Formal Wear and Ascot Tuxedos Ultimate Tuxedo Sale, where you'll find store-wide savings on the finest rental tuxedos and accessories. And by Allstate Insurance Company. Contact Allstate today for all your auto needs. 1-800 Allstate, or see them at allstate.com. Otherwise, let's see. Hold on, let me pull up my weather. I forgot. Okay, going to be 42 for the low tonight. Sunny and 68. Tomorrow, currently 62 degrees at Live 105.3.
All right, here he comes into the shot again. There it is.
No question.
Well, here's the thing. Not only did it get past an editor, it got past a producer, it got past the cameraman.
Yeah,
and it got past master control.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just one or two people that screwed up. That's a lot of people it's got to get past before it gets on the TV. We'll look at it again. Man, he ain't cut or nothing.
No.
Seems like you want to get that fixed. Wouldn't you?
No, I would.
You circumcised?
Yeah.
You, Ed? Is it bad?
No.
Is it like his? On the TV?
Yeah.
You like it?
I don't know any different.
Yeah. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Excuse me. All right, what we're going to do here. Do what?
Stop the tape.
All right. Did you pull up all that conspiracy stuff I was looking?
Yeah.
We were talking about yesterday?
I got a ton of them. Some of them are a little wackier than other ones. I wrote at the top who supposedly did it and then highlighted the parts where it explains why they did it. I think I have like 15 or 16 of them there.
And you think Oswald was by himself?
Oh, absolutely. If you ever get to where you can, and I'm trying to find the book that I read that it just details Oswald's life from when he was 15 years old all the way through to the day he was killed. He was a complete nut. I mean, he went to the Soviet Union. He was in the Marines. after he got out of the Marines, he went to the Soviet Union, defected to the Soviet Union, got a job there, married a girl, tried to commit suicide in order to come back to the United States, then had the girl flown back to the United States. They separated right after they got back to the United States. He went on this free Cuba thing that basically to leave Cuba alone. At one point, it was to have Cuba turned back from the communist state back into free enterprise.
Right.
And then
capitalism.
Yeah, back to capitalism. And then
is all this documented, or is it just?
No, this is all documented. I mean, everything that he did, and he kept trying to go back to the Soviet Union and just a whole bunch of different things. They knew exactly who he was, what he was doing. I mean,
isn't it amazing Eddie can speak with authority on stuff like this, and he can't do a tie-like spot?
Yeah, well, he's talking about things that he researched and knows. And
well, he's been doing tie-like spots for almost a year.
Yeah, what is that? Talking about killing people and bullets. You're really good.
What, did you ever get a hold of Mr. Peppermint?
Jerry Haynes?
Yeah.
Yes. Would you like me to call him now?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, one of the theories is the Russians killed him. It was the KGB. Also known as the Reader's Digest theory, Leon Trotsky?
Yeah, they were making fun of Lee Harvey Oswald.
Oh. Spent 2 years in Russia, married a KGB colonel's niece, and came back to put an end to the president at a time when the Cold War was at its most frigid. Excuse me. Kennedy had embarrassed the Soviets in the big Cuban showdown the year before. Presumably, President Johnson, on learning of Russian involvement, ordered the commission not to overturn that stone. If it were learned that the KGB controlled Oswald, the American public would demand war. The Democrats, afraid to appear soft on communism during an election year, would be forced to start World War III. Did you come across the one where it was one of the theories was Kennedy did it to himself?
Yeah, it's in there somewhere.
Kennedy did it to himself.
Yeah, I'll dig that up in a second. He had some type of disease that eventually would kill him, so he just had himself shot.
Oh, that's a good one.
Is that Mr. Peppermint? Mr. Haynes?
Yeah.
How are you?
Pretty good. How are you?
Good. You were you actually in the Grassy Knoll area the day this happened, or were you over at Channel 8 and you ran over there?
I was standing on the northwest corner of Elm and or Maine, rather.
Okay.
And Houston. So I could look over to the Grassy Knoll.
So you were actually there when this happened?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know because Channel 8, not many people know, Channel 8 is literally with, walking distance from that area.
Yeah. Jay Watson and I walked over. We didn't go all the way, so we stopped there and so we could watch him come down Maine, turn right, go the short block up Houston, turn left onto Elm, and go down into the area where he was shot.
And Channel 8 didn't have a film guy there?
No.
Okay.
Bert Shipp, I think, was in the motorcade, and also Malcolm Couch, too. But they weren't there to film them because there was no specific, notification. Hey, they're going to come here. They met him at Love Field and went all the way down.
It's just amazing. If we hadn't had the Zapruder film,
yeah,
this thing would still be up in the air. Well, actually, it still is. It would just be more maniacal than, with all the theories that are floating around now. It would probably be tenfold. So, what was it that you actually saw when all this happened?
Well, we waved to them, and they came by us. They went the short block up and turned left. We were turning to go, and we heard the first shot. We thought it was a firecracker. Then the second one came about 2 seconds later, and then the third one came 2 seconds later, and we said, geez, those are rifle shots. You couldn't tell where it was coming from because it's at the so many, that's in kind of a valley, echoes all over the place. So he ran to the banister there where Mr. Dealey's statue was and looked down. And to the best of my knowledge, I saw somebody, I guess a Secret Service man, climb onto the back of a car and push somebody back into the seat. Whether it was Jackie, I don't know. Whether it was Vice President Johnson, I don't know. Then we turned, and Jay...
people in that car weren't there.
So you go back to the station.
Let him go. It's Mr. Peppermint.
Let him know what's happened, and I'll go get some witnesses. And I literally ran back to the TV station. I'll never forget, I heard a woman screaming, my God, they've killed it. And I ran back to the TV station, told them what had happened. We set up in Studio B, and about 10 minutes later, Jay came back with the Newmans, Mr. and Ms. Newman, and their 2 children.
Were those the 2 people, as you see some of the pictures, they were laying down on the knoll?
Yeah.
Okay.
They had thrown their children down in order, because they'd seen, I checked the film of our coverage. Mr. Newman says President Kennedy lurched forward, and then the second shot, according to them, hit Connolly, and he slumped over. Then the third shot hit Kennedy in the back of the head, and you could see blood squirting, shooting everywhere.
Right. Now, when the shots rang out, how long before it really dawned on anybody what was going on? Did the crowd immediately start to scatter, or was when the limo took off, or what?
Well,
because there were so many different things happening at once, and you've got this tight motorcade, and then this happens in a succession of like 6 seconds. I can't imagine anybody really being a good witness.
Yeah. It was just, let's see, okay. We turned to go, then bam, bam, bam. What the hell was that?
Right.
We run and turn, and we see the cars beginning to speed up, and people who have reacted in however they do react in such a short time, and it was just chaos, instant chaos.
For anybody that doesn't know, Mr. Haynes wasn't there in his Mr. Peppermint outfit. He was there as a reporter for Channel 8. Right. Is that the way you started with 8?
No, I started in 1952. I did about 9 years of sports and variety shows. I was a Dick Clark of Dallas.
I never knew that.
Yeah. 58 and 60, I did Dallas Bandstand. Then I did a kids show beginning in 61.
Really? What was that called?
Mr. Peppermint.
Oh, okay. It's weird because we were talking about you yesterday, and I think that was the first time I learned, as stupid as this sounds, but I just remember from like 40 years ago, that's where I learned to tie my shoes.
Oh, good.
Really? Yeah. Because he would do the little bunny ears. Am I right? I remember that. You don't get stuff like that on TV anymore, you don't?
No, they don't make TV like they used to.
All right, so you grab this couple and you run back over to Channel 8. And what was different then than the way it is now? Because everything's instantaneous. In fact, I think Walter Cronkite wanted to go on as soon as it happened, and they didn't have a camera in the studio, so they had to move it in there and then wait 20 minutes for it to warm up.
I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, because they shot some footage. And Bert, Jay is saying, Bert, can we show that footage? Oh, it's in the developer now.
Right.
You know?
So we're shooting on film. Had to go through the whole developing process before you could get it on the air.
So it was totally old-fashioned.
What information did you get out of the 2 people that you pulled off the knoll?
The gentleman, Mr. Newman, thought that from his point of view, the shots came from the grassy knoll. That was his point of view. And his wife later on, he was kind of excited. His wife was so shocked she couldn't comment, but then later on she came back and talked to Jay Watson and gave a very graphic account. And her opinion, I don't think she expressed an opinion as to where the shots came from. But from the way they described how the president was hit by the first shot, it seemed apparent that if he was hit in the back and pushed him forward, that the shots indeed were coming from the 6th floor, which
right.
they later determined.
And you're right, I never thought about that area, but it's with all the buildings around, that would throw you off after the first shot. In fact, that could be part of it. That could have been part of the echo from the first shot off of another building. They thought, hey, the shots are coming from 2 different angles.
Right. Yeah. The fact that you were there, as was my case, it had a tendency to make me believe the simplest of things. It's when you're not somewhere, has always been my thoughts, that you can conjure up in your mind and you can just let it go anywhere and come up with any kind of theory. So I think it was a one-man, 3-shot deal. I could be wrong.
Right.
But
well, it's like you said, anytime you're not around something, then that's where the mystery comes from.
Right.
You were actually there, and you saw. Were you close enough to see the president get hit, or was he behind the motorcade when they went past you, or what?
No, well, they came down, as I said, and then they swung left.
Okay.
Well, they swung right onto Houston, and then turned left onto Elm to go down.
Right.
And by that time, we had turned around, so no. We weren't looking in their direction when we heard the shots. And I'm not sure whether the car I saw up with the Secret Service man on the back was the president's car or not. I would think that, bam, after that first shot, or second, anyway, they were out of there.
Was this, did you guys actually yank all programming?
Yes. We were on the air.
This was like one of the first times that's happened, right?
Mm-hmm. We came back and got on the air. We interrupted Julie Bennell's cooking show.
Yeah.
She had a style show going.
Right.
And we started broadcasting, and I stayed with it for about an hour and a half, but I was not a newsman, and newsmen, they came in and began to take over. We fed both, I think, ABC and CBS for maybe an hour and a half, in addition to our local area. And then the newsmen began to come in, and gosh, I went home around 5 that afternoon. So they were still going, and I'm not sure if they went all night or not.
Well, I'm just curious how you would fill so much airtime, because you don't have, obviously that was 40 years ago, and you don't have the accessibility to all the different media outlets that you do now.
Yeah, we just said a lot of things 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, we do that. Yeah. Now, how long from the point that all this happened, from the point A when he got shot, did you guys broadcast that he was dead?
Well, we didn't broadcast he was dead until it was announced. So, and I'm not sure when his time of death was announced. It was 1-something, I believe.
Okay.
We went on the air, I think, about 12:50. I think the shooting occurred at 12:30, and by the time we got people on, got the cameras, on and everything, I'd say about 12:45 we went on the air. That's just a guess.
And do you know how long it was before the Zapruder film actually popped up?
No, I don't.
I read someplace that it was years. How long was it?
I keep wanting to say 10 years. It was Time Warner bought it and wasn't showing it to anybody. They would show like little clips. They had little clips or pictures for their magazine.
I don't understand why it would take so long. Somebody would go, hey, I've got the, video, or I've got film of the president's assassination. Why wouldn't that just pop up days later?
Yeah.
Well, the Zapruder guy was actually scared to death of what he had. And so they worked out a deal, well, not immediately, but in a short period of time worked out a deal with Time Warner to sell it to him. And once they had it and they just held on to it. Everybody knew it existed and they saw stills from it, but they just didn't release it immediately. And then it was subpoenaed for a court case down in Louisiana several years ago.
Didn't Time Warner lose it, too? They lost it I think I read someplace they lost it in a fire, and Zapruder had a copy.
Yeah. The copy that they had, there's another, I don't know that Zapruder has it. Somebody else has a good copy of it, though.
Yeah.
But I remember the Time Warner one lost it in a fire, or it was actually stolen, and they covered it up in a fire. It was part of what I heard.
Mm. How long did you do Mr. Peppermint?
What?
How long did you do Mr. Peppermint?
Oh, my God. Well, for 9 years live. And then they took it off for about 5 years and went on again in 76 and did it 20 years on tape. So 30 years net.
I never knew that was live.
The first 9 years were live.
Wow. Of course, as a kid, I wouldn't really know. It was black and white, though, right?
Yeah. Well, the color came in the middle 60s, I think. So the first 4 or 5 years were black and white. Then we went color.
I was shocked the first time I saw him in a movie.
Yeah, it was odd.
I can't remember. I know I saw you in RoboCop.
Yeah. Places in the Heart.
Places in the Heart. Yeah.
I was in Sweet Dreams with Jessica Lange.
How many different movies have you done?
Close to 50. I just did an HBO pilot down in Austin.
For what?
For Richard Linklater. It's called $5.15 an hour, which is minimum wage. It might be pretty funny. They just wrapped this week, and I guess they'll put it together and have a go at it, see if they like it.
So HBO just ordered it. It's not cleared to air?
Right.
Okay.
I think they play all pilots just to get their money back a little bit. But with Richard Linklater's expertise, I think this should be a good, it's offbeat enough, HBO, if you're not half crazy on HBO, you don't have a chance.
Right. Do you know that Mr. Haynes' son is one of the... in a band?
In a band, yes.
Beehole Surfers. Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You can't say it on...
I don't know if I can or not. It makes me a little weird. You can say it if you want.
No, but he's got a new group now.
What? I don't think I want to know this one.
Well, no, this is like... be shocked.
It's what?
Gibby Haynes and His Problems.
Okay.
And they play at the live... May I put in a commercial?
Absolutely.
They play at the live room on the 29th at 8 o'clock. That's around the corner from the Arcadia on Sears.
What is the 29th?
Saturday night.
Okay.
Doors open at 8 o'clock. Matter of fact, I was reading about it. It said doors 8 o'clock. And I phoned my other son. I said, guess who's opening for Gibby? Doors. And I realized
You're a funny guy. Peppermint's a stitch.
I know. It's so weird to talk to him. I remember the first time I saw him walking into a Tom Thumb.
Really?
He was going to do an appearance. He was in the Mr. Peppermint costume, and I was just, wow. Mom, stop the car.
I remember we were in the mall one time. Didn't have anything to do with Mr. Peppermint, but Icky Twerp was going to be there, and 3 of his gorillas walked by. It was just
names.
Ajax, Delphinium, and hang on, Arkadelphia.
Yeah.
Don't mess with me.
Yeah, really.
You don't want none of this.
I had a candy cane. I used to turn out the lights when he did. Remember, let's turn out the lights together.
Well, that's retarded. He had somebody backstage.
I know he wasn't really turning off the lights. I didn't know then. I wondered why they put the damn switches so high, because he used to take that cane. Never mind. Sorry.
Bunch of 45-year-old idiots. All right.
Did you grow up in Dallas?
Yeah, I was born here.
Where'd you go to school?
Samuel.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, I've watched all the different changes on Channel 8, black and white. Samuel Spartans.
Yeah.
I don't go out there anymore. I'm scared.
So you grew up with 8?
Yeah, Bob Gooding, Bob Hogan. Used to watch Dialing for Dollars in the afternoon.
Yeah, I still watch it.
I never understood what that meant. Counts 3 from the bottom, 4 from the top, or whatever. They would call somebody, and if you knew that, you got some money, right?
Yeah. They would have little pieces of the phone book. They'd have like 10 numbers, and they would do 4 from the top or whatever. That's how they decided what number to call.
Oh, I never knew what that meant.
Yeah.
I think, what did Vern Lundquist do?
Sports.
He did, Bowling for Dollars.
Oh, okay.
Bowling.
Yeah.
Yeah, Terry Dorsey did that for a while, too.
Yes.
Wasn't quite as...
a new suit every week from Kent, I think.
Yes. Very, very attractive man. All right. We got to run. Thank you, sir, for the visit. We appreciate it.
You bet.
All right.
See you later.
All right. Mr. Peppermint, Jerry Haynes. How we doing? Need a break? All right. Let me look at these theories really quick. Okay, you got the KGB hobo hit. Numerous suspects were briefly detained by Dallas police. On the day of the assassination, none have generated so much suspicion and speculation as the tramps. 3 apparent hobos sitting in a railway boxcar in the railroad near Dealey Plaza. Conspiracy sleuth scrutinizing the photos claimed to see listening devices in the suspects' ears and asserted that they were too well dressed and too well groomed to be real tramps. Cubans. I've heard that one before. Obviously all tied in with the Cuban Missile Crisis. Friendly fire. Somebody brought that up yesterday. It was one of the other Secret Service. Let me see what this says. According to Howard Donahue, a retired ballistics expert from Towson, Maryland, JFK did not die from an assassin's bullet, but as a result of an accident when a Secret Service agent's gun went off by mistake and shattered the president's skull, killing the respected Kennedy outright. This friendly fire theory is laid out by Bonner Menninger in Mortal Error. I guess it's a book. Who claims that JFK was killed by Secret Service agent George Hickey, who riding in the limo directly behind the president tripped forward, accidentally discharging his AR-15 into the back of Kennedy's head. Donahue, a nationally recognized firearms examiner, said that based on the trajectories involved, the position of Kennedy's head and the type of wound inflicted, there is no other physical possibility other than the shot being fired in error by Hickey. How embarrassing.
Yes.
There's a bunch more here. Elvis?
Yeah. That's my favorite.
Elvis is tied in.
All right. I'll look at this in a second. We got a break here. We'll be back.
The Russ Martin Show.
When did they call?
Earlier today, she just said that she had heard you talking about it a couple of days ago, dropping the cars, and she said if you wanted them, you could have them.
Who was it?
It was Lisa from Awesome Auto Salvage.
We can have cars?
Yeah, she said.
I believe you said me.
Oh.
This is my thing. I'm sorry. I'm the one that wants to drop cars. I can have how many?
As many as you'd like. I mean, these are all salvage cars, so it's all just junk cars. She just said...
Do they have a crane?
They do not.
I need a crane.
Yeah, they basically just crush them into little cubes and send them somewhere.
I don't want them crushed already. They still...
No, they'll be whole cars. But this is what her job is they get the cars, people leave on the side of the road or whatever, take them in there, and then they take everything off of them that's good, and then put the car in a little thing and crush it to a square.
Well, how do they move it to the little thing? I thought that was the crane. You see that on TV, where they pick the car up and drop it into the crusher.
Yeah. They just do forklifts.
Oh.
The crusher's on the ground, so they just...
So we got to get a crane.
Yeah.
Will they bring the cars over here?
Wherever we need them to go. We got a wrecker service that'll take them wherever we need to go.
Here?
Yeah.
You can't do that here.
Why?
We're here, for instance.
Parking lot?
You know, you're going to chop up the parking. Have you seen the condition of this parking lot? It's got potholes, and nobody's ever dropped a car in it.
So?
It'll break up the parking lot.
I'll throw down a tarp.
No, this is the radio station that wouldn't let you have a birthday party upstairs for the liability factor. Secret. Pull the plug on your birthday. Do you think he's going to let you drop cars into a parking lot that's already coming apart?
Right now,
yes.
Where's Dave Siebert, Kurt Johnson, and Gavin Spittle?
I really don't even know.
They're out of the country.
Oh, are they really?
Yes.
Oh.
They're either in I think it's the Bahamas. Isn't that what Gavin said?
Yeah, corporate meetings in Bahamas.
Why do they do that?
I don't know.
Why do they waste money going to the freaking Bahamas to have a meeting?
Who cares? They're out of the country. I'm dropping cars in the parking lot.
You're going to come back and go, what happened to my parking lot? And
I don't know. I don't know.
People will tell them.
I don't know. Nobody knows. If everybody keeps their yap shut, I can get this done. I'm dropping cars.
Okay. Listen to you. I'm dropping cars.
I want a really big crane, and I want to drop them from 60 feet.
Damn.
Would that really crack the concrete?
Yes.
What about the asphalt?
Still damage it, but asphalt would be cheaper to cover up.
Be great big digs in the parking lot where you hit.
Big what?
Holes.
Oh. When can I have the cars?
As soon as we need them.
Dan, what time when did Gavin say they were coming back? Is it Wednesday, Thursday?
I believe he mentioned Thursday, but I don't know if that means his flight gets back Thursday or if he's back in the office Thursday.
All right, so we can do this today or tomorrow. Anybody call it a crane yet?
Still waiting.
Oh, you'll love this. I'll tell you this really quick and we'll do news. We all go out. Was it when did we go out? Was it Friday? Yeah. Dan, Tassos, Gavin. We take him over to Cape Buffalo. Mm-hmm. We're having drinks. You know the big birthday thing with your band outside?
Sure.
And everything that it took Dan and Tassos to organize, get everything done, ran mics outside, wrote a dandy stereo sound. Everything was arranged. We transported the kids, got them fed. Sounded great on the air.
Mm-hmm. A lot of fun.
Right. Why was JD on a cell phone?
He did not.
And I took it really well.
I bet you did.
Didn't I?
That's one way to put it.
What'd you do?
I started screaming at him at the table.
You did not. In a restaurant?
Am I right, Dan?
You did. You actually looked like you were about to reach out and strangle Gavin.
In public?
Absolutely.
Well, that was stupid for him to say, but...
Of all the things that were going on, of everything that was organized, and you're going to ask me why JD is on a cell phone? So why don't you guys worry about the rest of the crap that's going on in this station and leave me alone? Don't ever say anything about this show again. I don't care if it's good or bad. Shut up.
What'd he say? He just shut up?
Yes.
I bet he did. What a stupid thing to say.
Of all the things that went on that day, why was JD on the cell phone? He was on the cell phone so he could hear me. Well, couldn't he wear a radio? No, he would be 8 seconds behind me. He'd be listening to the delay, not what actually me talking. Shut up, shut up.
I can't believe he said that.
And I'd been drinking, so I didn't handle it nearly as well as I would have had I been sober.
I think you would have handled it well sober either. You've told him not to mention anything about the show. And that was...
Oh, and he's on the phone with Kurt Johnson, the market program director.
Right.
He mentions it to Kurt. Hey, I don't know why they got JD on. Shut up!
He said that to Kurt after you screamed at him?
No, this was while it's going on.
Oh.
So anyway, we'll be dropping cars, and I'll be on a cell phone.
That'll be fine. Drive him on Gavin's car. I don't care at this point. Leave him there for when he gets back.
We'll call him. We'll have somebody call him and tell him we dropped the car on his new car.
Yeah, because they're all out there. The cars, they apparently took one car. I love how we don't have enough room in this parking lot for us.
Right.
But we get people storing cars out there.
Storing their own personal cars.
Yeah, as well as all the station vehicles.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll do that tomorrow. We'll have somebody call and go. They just dropped a car on your new ride. All right, so we got everything else handled. We got cars, and we got a way to get them over here.
Yes.
All we need is something to drop it out of the sky.
Absolutely.
There's got to be a crane operator or a company somewhere. You see them everywhere.
Oh, we'll find somebody. Should we do it in the back or out front?
I'd say out front.
It's asphalt out there, isn't it?
It's all torn up anyway. They got to fix that.
It's kind of a mixture of asphalt and timber.
I say we do it, and we tell them we don't know how it happened. Because really, if anybody came up to Siebert and went, they were dropping cars 60 feet out of the air.
You go, no, really, how'd this happen?
So they can rat us out all they want. Yeah. Nobody's going to buy it. Good. I thought I was going to strangle him right there at Cape Buffalo in front of witnesses.
I can't believe he said that.
So of all the things I can't get fixed, I can't get done, I can't get attention to, and you're going to ask me why he was on a cell phone right in the middle of that bit?
Why is he asking you anything?
I don't know. Trying to be nice to the guy because we pound him so much on the air. Mm-hmm. We take him out, we get him some drinks, and he's got to
say something.
Yeah.
Instead of, hey, congratulations on all the complicated errors and all the complicated things you did accomplish.
I don't think he's seen me have a fit before.
No, it's his first.
Yeah.
Did he panic? Did he want to leave?
I don't know.
Did he call it an early evening?
He kept looking over. I think Dan was sitting over to his left, and he kept looking over to Dan for help. And Dan just shook his head and went, mm-mm.
He ain't helping you.
You on the phone with the crane guy?
I'm still waiting for a crane, but now we have one of those concrete medians that they put on the highway.
Yeah.
A guy called in and said we might be able to save the asphalt if we drop it directly onto one of those concrete medians.
He gonna get us one of those?
He said he can. I got his number.
Yeah. We want one of those?
That'd be good.
Yeah, we want that. And some rebar.
What do you want rebar for?
Just to have.
Oh.
Always wanted my own.
I got you. It's a little collector's item you've always wanted.
Yeah.
I see.
Big rebar fan.
I see.
Thank you. All right. Ready to go with the news?
Yep.
Okay. Here it comes. 4:38. J.D. Ryan's on Live 105.3.
Thank you, Russ. Brought to us by Crown Royal.
Crown Royal, blended Canadian whiskey, imported by the Crown Royal Company, Stamford, Connecticut. 40% alcohol by volume. Enjoy our quality responsibly, but don't drink if you're under 21.
And also by the brand new Car Toys opening up in Southlake. I'll be out there Saturday from 2 to 4, Southlake Boulevard. Car Toys having super sale on all their audio and car phones.
When is this?
This is Saturday, 2 to 4. Car Toys.
Oh, in the afternoon.
Southlake. Yeah.
Never mind.
What time do you work out?
10.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't tell you this. Last week when I worked out at the Larry North place in Southlake, as I'm leaving, 2 Southlake squad cars.
Yeah. They love us out there.
Yeah, they were really nice.
The highest court in Massachusetts ruled today it is unconstitutional for any state to deny marriage to gay or lesbian couples, a move that could make the state the first to legalize same-sex marriages. The Supreme Judicial Court said the state of Massachusetts may not deny the protection, benefits, and obligations conferred by civil marriage to two individuals of the same sex who wish to marry. Gay marriages are forbidden in the U.S. In all but one state, Vermont, allows same-sex civil unions, however. Earlier this year, the U.S. Supreme Court overturned state sodomy laws, and a move some conservatives said could open the door to gay marriages.
Why would anybody care?
I don't really know, to be honest. I mean, a lot of companies now, the benefits cover same-sex partners. or living partners or whatever. I noticed our benefits are worded that way, where it could cover
male or female.
Yeah, a partner.
They waste so much time on crap that doesn't affect me if two guys want to bump schlongs and be married.
They're living together anyway. The only difference is it's sanctioned by the state. It's covered by.
And really, what difference does it make? I guess, tax benefits or whatever else that comes along with being married. I don't understand. Let them do whatever. It's not like they're really ever going to become a big part of the population.
No.
Just biologically, it can't happen.
What's the point? Yeah, what's the point of fighting it? Let the small percentage that want to do it, and I'm sure it's religious factions. They don't want anybody. It goes against the Bible. Yeah.
Man shall not lie with another man. And bump doodly things. And I'm sure someplace in the Bible it says women aren't supposed to bump squids. And I'm sure that's where that comes from.
Yeah.
I don't care. I couldn't care less. You want to do it? Fine. I'd rather not see it in public. I don't like the hand holding. I don't like the kissing. I don't like anything else.
I mean, we've accepted it on so many levels. When a family fun park like Six Flags has a gay day, gay and lesbian day, I mean, it's kind of getting to be accepted.
And do they put signs up when this happens?
You know what? I went out there that one time, and it took me a while. I don't remember seeing a sign at the front. But after a while, you get it, because everybody has the guys have the I'm with him shirts on, and there's gay pride on the back, and it's a big day to them. Wear special shirts.
All right, go ahead.
All right, watching the annual Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade is a tradition for thousands of American families. This year, one North Texas band will be among the hundreds of floats and balloons. The Colleyville Heritage High School Marching Band will be featured in this year's parade. The band is one of just 10 high school bands to march in the famous parade. 44-year-old Carmen Bowen of Cleveland, Ohio, filed a complaint saying the county officials have taken too long to build her a free apartment to handle her 772-pound body. Carmen is confined to a medical bed in her living room.
Oh, wait, go back and read that.
She's filing a complaint with the Cleveland, Ohio county officials. They're taking too long to build her a free apartment that's equipped to handle her fat ass, basically. She's 772 pounds.
She's getting something for free, and she's bitching because it's taking longer than she wants it to?
Correct.
It's like those people that were waiting in line in Lancaster that were bitching because they were going to have to go on a waiting list for free or assisted housing. Is that the same concept?
Same concept, except she's fat. They're having to modify her house. She's confined to a medical bed.
Why are they having to modify her house?
That doesn't really explain why the county's doing anything in the story. It just says they are. They've said in August she had to go to the dentist. It took 22 firefighters and EMTs working for 2.5 hours to get her out the door. You can imagine. Her new apartment will make everything supersized.
Why was the fire department there to haul her fat ass to the dentist?
You'd have to ask them, or the city, or whoever's deciding to help her out. She'll have extra space so she can turn around.
It's not an emergency. It's not a life or death situation.
Nope.
And I can't believe they would actually send 22 firemen out there for something like that. And what would they do? Short of just cutting the doors open.
Probably cutting the doors open and making more space. That's what they're doing to the apartment. Whole walls are being knocked out. Automatic door openers being installed. Special oversized shower and a ramp that goes right up to the door. Public housing officials say it'll be ready next month. Carmen says that's not soon enough. She says officials are discriminating against her by dragging their feet on the apartment project. But let's see. They say they've gone above and beyond the call.
Let me see that. Are you leaving anything out?
Nope. We can call the people that wrote the story. It's down there at the bottom.
Cleveland Plain Dealer.
I don't understand why a county would be building anybody an apartment.
Yeah, you're right. You read the entire thing. There's nothing else on here. So not only are they doing something to accommodate her big fat ass, a situation she put herself in.
Correct.
She's bitching because they're not moving fast enough.
Mm-hmm. Discriminating. Yep.
There.
Want to try to get a hold of her?
Or the people who wrote the story?
Them or her? Her name?
I'd like to at least know why the hell the county's paying for anything.
Okay.
Or, I'd like to know why she expects them to do it and why she's bitching because it's not moving fast enough.
I'll see if we can get her on. Get that from Molly.
Go ahead.
Paris Hilton has issued her first statement since becoming America's favorite amateur porn star. She says, quote, I feel embarrassed and humiliated, especially because my parents and the people who love me have been hurt. Paris' father, Rick Hilton, has been forced to comment publicly on the tape now as well. He says, I love my daughter. It goes without saying I was very unhappy when I heard about this tape. I will, however, do everything I can to support her in every way possible.
I don't know why anybody thinks when you're associated with a family of that magnitude,
right.
If you do something on videotape, what makes you think it's not going to get out? Especially since it's happened to so many other people in the past.
Yep.
You don't shove a camera down on you, choo-choo-choo-putty and be surprised.
Choo-choo what?
I don't know. And be... Stop.
Sorry.
And be shocked that it gets out.
No, you don't. I can't even say it.
Hold on. Yes, Dixie.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, wow. Listen, I can't believe you put me on.
Okay.
You finally said something so stupid, Russ. I can't stand it, and I have to call.
Okay. Well, I'd love to hear it.
Okay, good. What I'm talking about is when you said, what's the big deal if two guys want to, whatever you said they want to do?
They want to get married.
They want to get married. If we recognize two guys getting married, let me give you a scenario that will cost you and me and all the taxpayers of this great country a fortune.
Okay.
If you're a...
All right, so let me ask you this before you get into this. You're going to say that money has a bearing on somebody's civil liberties.
It's a big, huge frickin' bearing on it as far as all the, where does, if they've got AIDS and...
We're not talking about AIDS. We're talking about two guys that are going to get married. Or two, in fact, slow down, lady. Don't try this with me. Let's just refer to two women getting married because the guy thinks ooking me.
Perfect.
All right, so go ahead.
Okay, if the state recognizes it as a marriage, then the insurance companies have to recognize it as a marriage, and they have to pay the benefits.
Okay, so?
So your girlfriend or your boyfriend sitting at home or whatever gets AIDS, we all have to pay for it.
Well, anybody can get AIDS, and we'll all have to pay for it.
Okay, well, are you more likely to get AIDS? Well, that's not a good example, judging by your...
You're going to be cute, you're going to get to a point.
My point is, if you're a straight person, there's a much less chance you're going to get AIDS than if you're a homo.
I would say you're probably right.
Okay, I rest my case.
So you're telling... Then I go back to the original thing. You're going to tell me that the financial aspect of this is more important than someone's civil liberties.
Good point.
Thank you. I said that in the beginning.
Yeah.
Had you not been a gas, you'd have heard me. It is. I just, you know what, and I know. That's not really the best of all arguments. It's going to cost us more money if homos get married.
No, they're still living together, and they're still going to get sick, and they can still be covered by your insurance.
Yeah, somebody's still going to pay for it. You cannot like them. I'm not big on it. I don't like to see it. But when it breaks down, it's just, they're people. Let them do whatever they want.
They're not hurting anybody else but each other.
Yeah. It's like if somebody wants to go home and ram needles in their arm, and if they can rig it to where it doesn't come back and affect me in the least, I'm okay with that. You do whatever you want to in the privacy of your own home. I couldn't care less. In fact, if you're in your house and you're jamming needles and you kill yourself, bonus. Yes, Michelle?
Yeah, actually, I just wanted to say that the majority of the companies actually are providing insurance coverages for same-sex partners, so we're going to pay for it anyway if she's looking at it from that venue.
Well, I was surprised that we got past the part of the conversation when you were going to equate somebody's rights with the financial aspect of it.
Yeah, there's no comparison, so everybody's happiness, just let everybody do what they want as long as it's not bothering you.
Right. And if they want to adopt down the line, they already have my list of what I think is okay for gay people to adopt.
Yeah. All right. Well, I just wanted to...
Club-footed midgets.
Yes.
Three-nippled Asians. I have an entire list. I forget what they are. I'll see if I have it someplace close.
Okay.
I don't understand line 2. Tell me, Dan.
Tommy's saying that with gay couples, that lady was talking about paying for the insurance if they get AIDS. Well, this guy's saying, you have to look at straight kids with criminals. You still have to pay for them as well. So the door goes both ways.
You understand what he just said?
No.
I'm glad I didn't take the call.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, you'd think of being with one of the coolest bands of the 90s would be kind of a fun experience. Apparently, being with the Stone Temple Pilots wasn't. Comes a quote from Guitar One magazine interview.
Didn't they break up?
With Rob and Dean Diello. Yeah, they said the other day they are no more. Stone Temple Pilots are no more.
Well, they can't keep Scott Weiland out of rehab.
Yeah.
I thought he was starting a new band, too, wasn't he?
He's in a new band.
Oh. Go ahead, I'm looking for my list.
The guitarist Dean says, quote, along with the beauty of STP, there was a dark trail that went along with it. There's not much I can look back on and say I really enjoyed without wondering if the floor was going to drop out from under us.
I always have that. That's what I'm always worried about.
The floor dropping out?
Yep.
It's not going anywhere.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
It might.
I mean, suddenly everybody's just going to turn off the radio.
I don't know. There are days that I don't even want to listen. And I'm standing here. Can't find my list of things that I said okay for queers to adopt. Hang on a second. What's that? Oh, Whitey got run over by Shantae. There you go, if you want that. All the prisons I've been in. I was in C Block. Tennessee Department of Corrections in Nashville. There's a song I don't think I ever did.
What's the title?
Packing Fudge.
I don't want to. No. Now is probably not the time for that since we're defending the gays.
Can't remember if I did this one or not. I think it's to the tune of Burning Love. All right, I can't find my list. Go ahead.
All right. Jack Nicholson says Viagra is, quote, a godsend for older couples. He tells Playboy magazine that Viagra could save many relationships. He's now 66, and he says it's very, very humbling to know that he can't do the things he used to do. He said after a certain point, you pay for everything you've done in the past. Nicholson also reveals that once he decided to live in his house as a nudist to get over being self-conscious, he said some of his friends really didn't like being greeted at the door by him being naked.
Next story.
All right.
I'm getting a visual.
We have audio here.
All right.
Lara Croft Tomb Raider is out on DVD today and video. Angelina Jolie says on cut number 1, she had some problems with her horse while shooting that movie.
The horse was really difficult because Lara Croft had to have a stallion. So this horse that wouldn't listen to me at all and was really, big and confident but to do that, just the skills of that, to go side saddle, to spin a shotgun, to hit the ruffles, and then the horse was gun shy, and then the helicopter scared the horse, and everything went completely wrong. And there's some very funny outtakes of me in the bushes.
And cut number 2 is actually a scene where Terry and Laura, which is Angelina Jolie, where they talk why she didn't kill him when she had the chance.
Do you have authorization to kill me, Croft?
Anytime, for any reason.
So why didn't you just do that? What is it, AC? Hell hath no fury.
You're not that good.
Santa Claus 2 is also being out, a little holiday time for the DVD and the videos coming out today. Cut number 3 is Tim Allen. He was asked what audiences will come away with when they see the Santa Claus 2.
Well, my hope is that it gives people a comfort zone and a great sense of fun and the spirit of this Christmas time. And it's a simple pleasure.
You take this off an old radio broadcast?
No.
Off of 45?
I didn't. No.
Where'd it come from?
Came off satellite.
Is it bad like that when you heard it?
It has a little noise in it. I don't know what's wrong with the satellite. It's been doing that off and on the last couple of weeks.
Well, if the audio's bad, don't use it.
Okay. It wasn't horrible, but there's some noise. Just slip out. Where the hell did that come from?
I don't know.
You just said that like we were in the office. God. What? You had to even think before.
It's been a long time since that's happened.
You even caught yourself. I tell you what, somebody hit the delay.
Hey, who dropped the N-word? Nobody heard it, but I still apologize.
Wow. I have no idea where you were even going with that.
Well,
don't even. Just leave it.
I was going to say, it's distracting, like a black penis in the background.
Oh, I got to get that tape. Send it over to Chris. That for piss. But you didn't say that.
I apologize.
You can't say either one of those words. Oh, man. If you care, there's a scene from Santa Claus 2.
Hi, Mark.
He was on
See, Mark was on hold, so he actually heard me say Wait a
Oh, shoot. My head hurts.
What?
My head hurts.
Yes, that hurts.
Oh. What were you calling about?
Oh, wait a minute. About the gay guys getting Oh, I gotta go. Oh.
You want to try it now?
Oh yeah, hang on. Oh, that hurts. Oh. The gay guys that are getting insurance money for being married, so to speak.
Yeah.
Why is that okay? And then you're not okay with the fat lady in Cleveland getting the free house.
Well, those two aren't even the same thing.
Well, I mean,
you got somebody, unless you're going to say that, the civil liberties having a right to do something. This lady's got the right to go to the dentist. It ain't my right to pay for it.
Well, I understand that. I understand both sides of the argument, but...
Well, I don't think there's two sides here. The fat lady is big and fat through her own choice, and now I got to... Well, I don't have to pay 22 firemen to go drag a gay guy out so he can go to the dentist.
You might have to.
Why?
Or you might have to pay 22 firemen to go get him pulled apart.
That's not an issue here.
Well, sure. I mean, it doesn't...
I liked you better when you were laughing. Yes, Newton?
Did you say what I think you said?
Let me take you off the air and you tell me.
I could probably word it where...
No, hold on. I'll just take you off. All right, you're off. Yeah, that's what... Stop it! What? I got to take him off. I had to hit the delay twice. I'm still shocked that came out of my mouth.
It poured right out. It's like we were just chatting. And you're just looking at me like, because normally when you do one of those, I can see it in your eyes before. That surprised even you.
All right, go ahead.
If we care now, cut number 4 is a scene from Santa Claus 2, in which Santa, Tim Allen, reads the fine print in his contract stating he must find a wife. Cut number 4. Never mind.
Okay. Well, the card holder acknowledges woman of his choosing, true love, not valid in the state of Utah. Holy matrimony. I gotta get married.
Yes, it's...
I don't even remember this movie coming out.
It did. It was out for a while last Christmas.
Like a couple of weeks.
Really?
Yeah, it was really short play.
Are you crying?
Yeah.
Can you help? Let's just wrap it up. Never mind. Santa Claus 2 is out. There's news and information.
I'll turn the mics off. What I was going to say is, with that static in the background, it's about as distracting. That's what I was going to say.
You're correct.
But I mean to say it so badly.
Yes. And with the mics on.
Yeah.
That's was by Service King Collision Repair, and he'll be out there on Thursday from 11 to 1 in Irving. I'm J.D. Ryan, live 105.3.
This is Russ Martin.
They sent what?
They sent the autopsy pictures of the actual JFK autopsy pictures.
Dude, where is it?
Here is the autopsy pictures of President Kennedy. Send that one.
Oh.
Disgusting.
Is that really him? He ain't got no brain in there.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, that second one's horrible.
The second one looks like a wax figure. That one doesn't look real.
But yeah, by that time, you got to figure almost all of his blood is settled. Look at his back, how it's bruised. All the blood is settling way back at the back because they've had him laying on his back.
Oh.
The whole airplane ride over there and everything.
Are they measuring the exit?
That's the entry wound for the one that actually clipped his spine.
Okay. I don't think I've ever seen these. That one's just weird. Black and white photo laying on his back.
Mm-hmm.
Is that where they did the trach?
That's the trach. That was also the exit wound for the shot that went through his back.
Spine.
Came out the front of his throat.
Got it. Cool. All right. You doing still traffic?
Traffic.
You're still doing traffic? What do you got?
All right. Well, up here we got KTXA TV, Exxon, and Crown Royal.
Win $1,000 in cash instantly from UPN 21. Just watch The King of Queens all this week at 5 p.m. Just watch, dial, and win all this week at 5 p.m. only on UPN 21. Now at participating on-the-run stores at Exxon locations, Bud and Bud Light 20-pack bottles are just $13.99 through November 15th. $13.99. Now that's a refreshing deal. Plus tax and deposit were applicable. Please drink responsibly. Crown Royal, blended Canadian whiskey, imported by the Crown Royal Company, Stamford, Connecticut. 40% alcohol by volume. Enjoy our quality responsibly, but don't drink if you're under 21.
Okay, not too bad on the street. Southbound 67, that's the Marvin D. Love Freeway. At Loop 12, there's an accident. The right lane is blocked there. And let's see what else. Southbound 360, right before I-20, there's an overturned vehicle. 2 lanes are blocked. Traffic is backed up to Park Road. Traffic brought to us by DirecTV, where you'll find great movies, sports, family, programming, and more, all in digital quality. Picture and sound. Call DirecTV today, 1-800-DirecTV. Otherwise, it's going to be 42 for the low tonight, then sunshine and warming up to 68 tomorrow. It's 62 now. Live 105.3.
Ever finish these theories?
No.
All right. KGB, they think they had something to do with the Kennedy assassination. 3 hobos, Cubans, friendly fire. The AIDS assassination. What if the JFK assassination was part of a larger plot? Excuse me. That included the invention of... I figure while the mics were off, I'd say it. Sure. What if the JFK assassination was part of a larger plot that included the invention and the spreading of the deadly AIDS virus? That may have been the case, according to Albuquerque, New Mexico advertising copywriter Edward T. Haslam, author of the soon-to-be-published Mary, Fairy, and the Monkey Virus. It's real. Yeah. Haslam began to pour through information developed as a part of Jim Garrison's ill-fated JFK probe when he hit upon something strange. As part of Garrison's investigation, he stumbled upon an underground lab allegedly run by cancer researcher Dr. Mary Sherman and CIA contract pilot David Ferry. Ferry, a supporter of various right-wing causes, a shadowy intelligence operative, and allegedly an employee of mobster Carlos Marcello, was known to be working on a cure for cancer. How long before it gets to the part where... Can I skip to the bottom? I could have read the middle part by now. Haslam dug further and claims that reliable sources told him that the underground medical facility was allegedly being used by the unlikely pair to experiment with monkey viruses in an effort to develop a biological weapon to be used against Cuba's Fidel Castro. It would be very hard to find info on the pair of the conspirators now. Dr. Sherman was brutally murdered and then set on fire in a still unsolved 1964 killing. Ferry, about to be indicted in 1969 for his role as a getaway pilot in the Kennedy assassination, was found dead, officially the result of what the government termed as natural causes. All right, I don't get what the AIDS thing has to do with this.
The guy just assumes, it's one of these deals, the guy assumes that because they were working on it and then somehow or another 40 years later AIDS came out, that's what they were working on, and it was all covered up, and the government found out about it, and then AIDS was released accidentally. That it was never sent to be released, that David Ferry and then found the virus, got it all worked up. She was killed, and then David Ferry was killed, and then hence somebody else let the virus loose. It's convoluted.
Did you get it? I was trying to follow it, but no. Okay. It's too convoluted to make any sense. It's like the guy that says he landed in the Trinity River bottom. You can stop right there. And then you say after that's ridiculous.
Why couldn't you land in the Trinity River bottoms?
A cargo plane?
40 years ago?
Why would you? I don't care.
Well, for some reason, according to that book that I was reading, they landed there and picked up Oswald.
So far away from Love Field, it's 5 miles. Why? Why would you land in a
well, if you land at Love Field, there's going to be some type of documentation that you landed.
Then they went on and landed at other places.
In Roswell. A military installation.
Okay. There were military bases here if you want to land in a military installation. It's a military airplane.
I didn't write the book. I'm just telling you. And I don't see that it's out of the question you couldn't land it in the Trinity River bottoms.
Back then you would land at the Naval Air Station, which is 2 miles south, or Love Field, which is 2 miles north.
All those places would have documentation.
It's just ridiculous. You wouldn't. A cargo plane big enough to carry a couple of people? No, you would crack the plane up. It's uneven. It's not improved
I don't know
landing.
that it was a cargo plane.
That's what the guy said. The guy said in the book it was a cargo plane.
Did you ever look at the book?
I scanned through it last night.
Did you get anything out of it that I missed?
No, I mean, honestly, the parts I read were just, the guy seemed really far out there. He was throwing out a bunch of stuff. There's no way in the world you could ever go back and check.
Well, you can't verify any of it. So literally, you can almost write anything. Sure. It's a plane with no manifest, no nothing. There's no paperwork to prove that it was anywhere at any time for any reason. Everything was based on his word. And in the book, he's got some, different paperwork citing his military past and how, he was well respected. And some of the awards that he had won, so you don't think he's a bona fide nut. Let me see. Yes, Cliff?
Yeah, well, my Uncle J.D. with Jefferson Davis Tippett, he's my father and my grandmother always had a theory about what happened.
Hold on a second. What's this guy babbling about on the phone?
He says he's Officer Tippett's nephew.
Oh, why didn't he say that?
He sort of did, but he didn't say officer and didn't explain who he was talking about.
Okay. What's he want to tell me?
According to his grandmother,
yes,
LBJ was the one that was behind the assassination.
I think I have that one on here someplace.
Yeah, that's why he called in.
All right, let me see what he's got. Okay, go ahead. So you're related. Slow down. It's okay.
All right, Jefferson Davis.
Why slow down?
Nothing more than a Apache.
You ain't slowing down.
All right.
Are you slowing down now? Listen to me. It's okay. Now, you're related to Officer Tippett how?
He and my father were both first cousins.
What does that make you?
That makes me a second cousin.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Now, Jefferson Davis Tippett was nothing more than a Apache. He spent most of his life just south of Gainesville as a cotton farmer. And he got a job on the Dallas police force back in shortly before the late 50s, early 60s.
Patsy for what? I don't know. Tippett's not accused of anything other than getting killed.
LBJ is the one that wanted JFK dead. Now, I'm not saying that my grandma knows everything, but she knows enough that maybe some of the things she said might be true.
What were they using Officer Tippett as a patsy for?
Well, Officer Tippett got killed somewhere in the process of a grand conspiracy theory. Now, I thought
Oswald shot Officer Tippett.
Yes, he did. He shot him with a small handgun. And you know what? Uncle J.D. was sitting on a corner eating a sandwich before he got out of the car.
Okay.
So, I mean, we're not talking about somebody who was involved in some grand scheme. We're talking about somebody who got caught up in a grand scheme. And I think it all boiled down to one thing.
Yeah, you're nuts.
Nobody ever said he was...
Well, okay. Let me go over to the Johnson thing. What is this? One of 60 different Lee Harvey Oswalds did it? Yeah. One of the most controversial assassination critics is a 67-year-old Fort Worth, Texas graphics artist named Jack White. White claims that there might have been 60 or more of the man known as Lee Harvey Oswald. I'd read that someplace else. It might have been in that book. There were a lot of Oswald sightings after the assassination.
That's pretty odd. Maybe he's kind of a generic-looking guy.
White claims there may have been 60 or more of the man known as Lee Harvey Oswald. The Oswald that entered the Marines was 5'11". The one who went to Russia was 5'6". The one who was killed by Jack Ruby was 5'9". So there were at least 3. White believes the real Oswald was forced to lend his identity to the U.S. intelligence community as a teenager, and this identity was used by various individuals involved in espionage activities over the years. This is going to be the strangest historical event in the history of man. Ever. Here's the one that they think LBJ did it. Okay. These people point out that LBJ was obviously the one with the most to gain by the murder, and at the time was thought to be in danger of being dumped from the Democratic ticket in the 1964 election. He also allegedly hated JFK's guts after Kennedy trounced him for the 1960 presidential nomination. After the assassination, Johnson allegedly ordered the immediate removal of JFK's symbolic rocking chair from the White House, as well as all of his other belongings. Here's a Secret Service assassin. The Umbrella Man. You've heard of that.
Seen that one.
One of the most enduring theories revolves around a so-called Umbrella Man, an individual cited in a number of photos and films taken in Dealey Plaza during the assassination who can be seen holding a black umbrella. Robert B. Cutler, a retired 80-year-old Massachusetts architect and author of the self-published The Umbrella Man, alleges the man with the umbrella is the true assassin who killed Kennedy. Cutler believes that the umbrella is actually a highly sophisticated weapon called the overhead flèche, the overhead flèche launcher, which fires a poisonous dart at JFK as he came down Elm Street.
It wasn't a poisonous dart. It blew his head off, whatever it was.
Maybe they hadn't tested it yet.
too much PSI.
Yeah. Cutler says that the dart struck Kennedy in the neck, immediately paralyzing him in a vertical position so that he would sit still for the gunman in the rear to finish up the sordid and deadly murder. Kennedy did it himself.
Of course.
Kennedy himself had set up the shooting in an elaborately staged and spectacular suicide. It had been established that JFK suffered from Addison's disease, a usually fatal illness that was slowly sapping the president's strength. I never heard that. Have you?
Yes.
Really?
He really had it. Yeah, there were, I mean, it's well documented. There were times that he would wheel around in a wheelchair in the White House, and then they would prop him up and get him to walk. I mean, he had to use all of his strength to walk, to do certain things, to be able to look normal at different times. And it was kind of one of those come and go things. It wasn't like a constant.
Right.
He'd have really, really bad days to where he just couldn't do anything, and then he'd have really good days to where he'd get up and walk around.
How old was he when he was shot?
Oh, he was in his 40s.
Okay.
I want to say 43, 44, something like that. He might have been in his 50s.
No, because he was one of the youngest presidents, or the youngest president to be elected at that time. So
I don't think he was. He was like the second youngest president. Where was I? Slowly sapping the president's strength. Knowing this, isn't it possible that Kennedy, always with one eye toward his place in history, allegedly decided to go out in a blaze of glory rather than a wretched invalid? So the idea would be that JFK ordered a small group of insiders to dispatch an assassin on Dallas, Texas, to finish him off. Here's one of the mafia. Kennedy's took much more aggressive stance against organized crime than previous presidents. Robert Kennedy had earned the, of Teamsters union boss Jimmy Hoffa, as well as other mafia members during his probes and racketeering prosecutions. All right, so obviously they think because of that, the mafia went after him. The U.S. government, The most probable story is that a CIA faction decided to do away with Kennedy for one of three reasons. A, he gave away Cuba, a country on which the agency had worked so hard and in whose struggle the renegades had become personally involved. B, to prevent him from doing the same with Vietnam. Or C, I was trying to think of a Dan Lewis name. I can't come up with one. Or C, as a response to a wave of firings Kennedy had ordered in the Bay of Pigs aftermath, starting with CIA Director Allen Dulles. Mm-hmm. What's the anti-Greens?
That one just is silly. It's people in that group that, I can't even remember, it's like the Greenpeace people. Okay. They believe anybody that has been assassinated in the last 40 years, it's all due to their stance on clean air.
Okay. So the EPA killed Kennedy.
Kennedy wanted to clean the place up, and therefore they had him killed because they want the industrial disease.
What is this?
That's the whole Elvis thing. It's kind of hard to understand, but I just tried to highlight a few of the who the people were, so we would.
So what is this? The time?
It's a timeline from 1940 all the way through when Kennedy was killed that ties Elvis and Anne Margaret into Kennedy's assassination.
All right, I'll shoot through this one pretty quick. Is that a Russian name at the top?
Yes.
We'll just call him a Russian name.
Okay.
Becomes KGB officer in the New York Soviet consulate. During his tenure, this guy with the Russian name will recruit Julius Rosenberg and Anne Margaret Olson as Soviet spies. That's 1940. Okay. We jump ahead to March 29th, 1958. Slewfoot Hodge, both of whom he will later employ as bodyguards. Towards the end of his training, he will attend a USO-sponsored mixer and will meet Ruth Hyde Payne. They remain friends after this transfer to Germany. Elvis is humiliated when the commander of the 24th Infantry Division, Major General some guy, refers to him as that hip-swinging hound dog-faced soldier. We skip ahead to May 6th, 1961. Anne Margaret records, and here she is, Anne Margaret, on the RCA label in Nashville, Tennessee. She meets Elvis and learns of his, what is that word?
Enmity.
Never heard of that. What does that mean?
Hate.
Oh. And learns of his hate for Walker. She suggests that he consider hiring a professional gunman. January and February of 1963.
All right. Mm-hmm.
Elvis, eaten by hate, decides to murder Walker through a hired gunman. And Margaret arranges for Elvis to meet Oswald in Dallas during a layover as Elvis returns from the location after filming Fun in Acapulco.
You have to. This is my favorite one so far.
February 22nd, 1963. Elvis arranges for Payne to meet the Oswalds and take them under her wing. Take who under their wing?
The Oswalds, just to train them, I guess, whatever. Yep. She was a communist.
Oh, Payne was?
Yes.
All right, got it. April 10th, 1963. Oswald botches the assassination attempt on Walker. Elvis is unforgiving and will later conclude that Oswald is too inept to succeed in the assassination of JFK, but would make the perfect patsy. July 1963.
Here we go.
Elvis and Anne Margaret begin filming Viva Las Vegas. On location, after a torrid night of lovemaking with Elvis at the Sands Hotel and Casino, she confides that JFK was behind the murder of Monroe. Using her knowledge of the botched Walker assassination, she blackmails Elvis into helping with the JFK assassination. They finish filming Viva Las Vegas. Wow. November 22nd, 1963. Elvis, with the assistance of Esposito, Fortas, Hodge, and West, assassinates JFK while the president's motorcade passes through Dealey Plaza in Dallas, Texas. Infuriated by Elvis's rejection, Oswald murders Elvis lookalike Offer J.
Oh, stop it.
Is this a hose?
I don't know. It was on a website.
by Elvis's rejection. Oswald murders Elvis lookalike Officer J.D. Tippett. November 24th, 1963. At Aunt Margaret's request, Giancana and Marcello associate Jacob Rubenstein, a.k.a. Jack Ruby. He assassinates Oswald in order to protect the true conspirators. Is that it?
That was it. That's a good one. There's almost energy to come up with this.
That one was, you had asked me yesterday how Frank Sinatra was brought into it, and I didn't have any place to highlight on that.
Okay. Do you know it?
One of the gangsters that they originally thought, Giancana. Yeah.
Sam Momo Giancana.
Yeah, he and Frank Sinatra were friends at one point in time, and supposedly Sinatra set JFK up with one of Giancana's girlfriends. Giancana got pissed off about it, and that's what led to the assassination in some people's minds. And plus, you had three people that were all tied together in different ways. You had Giancana, who financed a lot of the Kennedy stuff.
Okay, never mind. That's the direction I was going to go. It's not going to work. Go ahead.
When they were running for different offices and stuff, and he would get all the Teamsters behind him and all these other people to vote for him.
Okay.
And he always felt like he needed to be paid back for that. Once they actually got into office, the first thing they did was attack him.
Okay, so then that goes back to the mafia conspiracy.
Yes, and then you had Frank Sinatra, who at the time was one of the Rat Pack, and one of the Rat Pack was Peter Lawford, who was married to one of the Kennedys.
Okay.
And so they all kind of knew each other, plus Frank Sinatra always idolized Giancana. So it was just like they knew each other, and it was just a little tight circle of people that knew each other. And so people wanted to find out if Frank Sinatra actually had any input as far as when Kennedy was assassinated.
All right. I've lost interest. You can drop it. You're right. I like the Elvis one the best.
That was my favorite.
Especially since he's arranging this as he wraps up shooting fun in Acapulco.
Exactly. Well, it's got a timeline. It's obviously real.
Yeah. Take this. We need a break.
Yes.
Go ahead, Lynn.
Yes. Hello?
Yes.
Hi. I actually have a first-generation copy of the Zapruder film.
How'd you get that?
Long story, but my mother was involved in all that conspiracy crap when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually have it, and didn't know if you guys would be interested in looking at it for any reason to figure out your little conspiracy things.
What's it on?
It's on 8mm film.
Yes, we'd like to see that.
Okay. Now, the guy asked me when I could come up there.
Yes.
I work for a lawyer in Dallas, so I don't know when I can get there, but I can try and get there in a day or two.
That'll be dandy.
Is that okay?
Sure.
Do I come up like at 3 when you get there?
If you prefer. Hold on just a second.
No problem.
Dan, get her all the information. How the hell is she going to have a copy of this Zapruder film?
Plus, we have all the frames anyway. We've seen what they have.
What could she have?
At one point in time, as I understand it, they had several copies of it for sale. And it was after it had been subpoenaed and opened up to the public, then different people made copies of it. And I guess back then the only way you could actually get a copy of it was on 8mm.
On 8mm. Well, they've gone back and taken that and digitized it and cleaned it up.
There's a video out. A friend of mine has it.
I think you can get it from the 6th floor museum.
Can you? Okay.
I think so.
And they've actually taken the film because on 8mm, when you shot on it,
you have the sprocket holes.
Yeah, and parts of what you shot went over the sprocket holes.
Right.
So they just blew up the whole thing, so you see sprocket holes and everything.
So you get the entire image.
The whole image.
I'd like to see that. All right, we'll take a break. We'll be back.
The Russ Martin Show.
Somebody going to go get Lee Harris. I want to hear about his trip to the Philippines.
Yeah,
he got him some, you said he didn't bang this chick?
No.
I don't understand. It seems like that would be a given. If I'm going to fly from here to there, I'm going to expect some poon.
No.
Like I said, I won't drive to Fort Worth for Snatch.
I know, but it's you won't drive even the street for Snatch. You have it delivered. So he'll tell you why.
So how long was the flight to the Philippines?
3 hours to L.A., 14 and a half from L.A. to Taipei in an hour and 45 from Taipei to Manila.
And no poon. Is this a picture of her?
That's a picture of her.
Well, she's a little cutie.
Well, yeah.
She sent a picture of you?
Well, yeah.
I'm just asking. I don't know how this
by the
works.
way, JD, it took me a while to pass what I had to swallow, but I've got it in the office for you.
No idea what you're talking about.
What?
Well, you know that stuff that you wanted me to bring back.
Oh, yeah. I don't know what I guess he's making a drug reference.
Are you making a joke?
No.
We don't get it.
No. Never mind. Let's go back to you.
You'll see the videotape of the black yin yang on Channel 8.
It actually broadcast last night in the news, the 6 o'clock news. This actually aired. Watch. Dale Hansen.
You guys in the car can't see it.
No.
Watch. You don't have to point it out.
I know.
See it?
It's a Dallas Cowboy story. Guy has his hands in his head, and they're talking about the dejection there. Right behind him.
He's obviously in the locker room, and a great big black guy in his yang just walks in the back.
And the camera guy missed it, and the editor missed it. And
they put that on
the broadcast.
Yeah. You see it again?
Yeah, let me see it again. Oh, my God. Mushrooms.
And you tell he ain't cut.
Nope.
How in God's name did you miss that?
No.
Boy, if they ever needed a dump button.
Man, what was on tape? It wasn't even live. And it was in slow motion.
They slowed it down from a dramatic moment.
Well, we've got to figure out a way to get it from that videotape to the computer, and we're going to stick it on the website. All right, so how did you meet this chick to start with?
FilipinoHeart.net or something like that. Wives for sale.
How'd you find the website?
I went on ask.com and said...
yeah, what question do you ask to get something like that?
Well, legitimately, I said mail order brides. And about 40 sites came up.
All right. How'd you pick her?
First one I wrote.
Okay. She writes back.
Yeah.
How old is she?
Be 32 February 17th.
Never been married?
No.
So how long did you guys talk? Did you guys actually ever talk on the phone?
Yeah, every day.
Every day?
I'd call her at 3 p.m., which is 5 a.m. to wake her up. 7 days a week.
How long did that go on?
A couple of months.
What'd that cost?
A nickel a minute.
Okay.
Use your phone.
How long would you talk?
And that time of the day, 5-10 minutes a morning.
Okay.
So I get 71 minutes for $3.50 on a card.
She speaks English?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
She's 31, is that right?
She's 31, be 32.
Why do you ask?
I just wondered what the age did.
What the age difference was?
Yeah.
25 years.
Okay. So at what point did she decide, or did you guys decide, I'm flying out?
When I initially wrote her, I told her I want to meet someone from her country, and if I meet someone,
what kind of pictures did you send her?
Current.
Clothes?
Yeah.
Well, I know what you were sending her.
Yeah, stuff that I took around here.
All right, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
no sack shots?
Not too many.
I don't know what you sent. Did you send any nude photos?
No, I didn't.
Did she send any back to you?
Oh, gosh, no.
I'm just asking.
No.
I don't know how this works.
This woman never kissed a man until Tuesday night when she kissed me.
She kissed you on the mouth?
Yeah. Pretty strange.
Eddie's just about to lose it, and he's making me laugh.
What's wrong?
Yeah, he's going, yeah, right. But you'd have to be there.
I wasn't looking at Eddie. What's wrong with you, Eddie?
Sorry, I throw it out.
What a story I'm biting, I know.
I'm sure it's something with the nude photos. Let's just let it pass. It'll be okay. It's like. It will. It'll be all right. Just leave him alone. These spells don't last long. There it is. I knew there was the second wave. He's almost done. You sent her any pictures in tank tops?
Not until he gets skin tags removed.
We're done.
Eddie's fine. Eddie. Eddie's on the floor on his hands and knees. I actually thought he was going to vomit. She likes skin tags?
Do it. Stop.
Okay. All right, so you go over there.
Skin tags and all.
You go over there. You make it through customs with the skin tags. You go over there and you meet her.
Right.
Okay. Did you guys send video of each other back and forth?
No.
I don't know.
Just pictures.
Okay. So they meet you at the airport.
Right.
Okay.
Now, has the family put her up on some kind of auction block, or what was it? As a wife, obviously, if she's 31 and never been kissed by anybody.
Right.
Why? You got to ask why.
Probably living conditions pretty strange over there.
What was their house like?
It's a concrete tile house that the government built them, and after '92, after Pinataba, the volcano erupted and wiped out the whole town.
Don't look at Eddie.
Okay. And house was basically 2 gas burners outside under a tin roof. The bathroom was a 5-gallon bucket with a hydrant. The water would run in there, and you take a shower. You use a quart ladle and pour over you. And
did you stay with them?
Yeah, one night. The last night I stayed with them. Now I'm going back.
You are not.
February 13th, I fly out for 7 days.
Why? You didn't get any sex. Did you think you were? You obviously
I didn't go over there. I didn't go over there for sex.
Why did you go over there?
To meet her, to bring her over here. I mean, look at it.
Yeah, she's adorable.
Yeah,
she's
it's either that or find Aunt B.
Well, it looks like she's about 5'3".
No, she's 5'1", 99 to maybe 101.
Looks like a nice sized breast.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Now, when you guys kissed, was there anything else going on, or just a kiss and that was it?
For about 20 minutes, and then it was like.
Oh, so you made out for a while?
Katie barred the door. Yeah, for 3 nights.
Really?
Yeah.
Did she touch it?
Yeah.
No, I meant your weenie.
Yeah. Yeah. The skin tags for the weenie.
I just want to see if
you can push him over.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so then you're like, all right, so that wasn't part of your plan when you went over there.
No, I went over there to meet her. Over to meet her.
So this wasn't just. I thought you were just going over there to get sex.
No, I can get sex from Harry Hines.
Okay. So how's this going to play out? You're going to go back in February. You're going to stay for a week.
Right.
Are you considering bringing her over?
Yeah.
Forever?
I'm starting paperwork. I started paperwork today.
I thought you said on the phone last week that it wasn't playing out the way you thought.
Well, I had a little problem over there.
What was the problem?
The mother. When the mother and my billfold were getting kind of close.
Why?
Well, the mother's, she's great, and the uncle's great, and the 35-something kid.
Well, when you say billfold, you mean they're wanting cash?
She was spending a little bit too much of my money, so I moved out of the hotel one day early.
Okay. What were they spending your money on?
Junk.
Well, what,
junk.
Food, clothes?
No, just we go to the grocery store or the market, as they say.
Yeah.
And we'd buy, because, these people have been eating nothing but rice and soy sauce for a year or two.
Okay.
And I'd go in and I'd buy all this meat and all this stuff, and then here come Mom with a whole handful of just junk.
Okay.
And I just.
So that was the only problem. Well, was that the biggest thing?
That was the only problem there was. And
well, that sounded like it was going to be enough to clear the deal.
Well, there was more to that than that, because, it's like I go over there, and everywhere I go, they'd leave us alone after 8 o'clock at night until we wanted to go to sleep.
Right.
But,
did you guys sleep together?
The last night we did. Yeah.
Okay.
And I said, I'm going to move out of the hotel a day early, and I'm either going to move into a single room or I'm going to come to your house. And if I go to your house, I'm going to sleep with your niece and your daughter. The mom didn't speak any English, supposedly. So, I'm either going to, if you don't trust me to sleep with your niece, you don't trust me enough to use my money.
All right. So say you bring her over here and you get married. Are you expected to send the family money?
Not at this point, no. Not at any point. Because she's setting up a little thing for her mom to make money on. Her mom's going to have to go to work.
Okay.
You know.
Well, I don't know. Some of these setups, it sounds like you got to give the family money, and in exchange, you get the daughter.
No, it's not that. It's not that.
Or they said, hey, I'll come over to you I'll come with you to your country, but you got to give my family $1,000 a month.
Well, you got
to
figure she was working 7 days a week, probably 70, 75 hours a week, and she was taking home $105 a month.
Did she say if she's had anybody else go to visit her?
No one's been to visit her. One other guy called her for a while, and
she blew him off.
Yeah,
good.
Yeah.
The toilet outside is a bucket, but they have a computer.
No, it's not. No, they don't have a computer. She goes to what they call an internet cafe. She rides the tricycles, which is a little motorized vehicle with a sidecar on it.
Okay.
And she goes through two of those. I mean, through two regions of those, and she goes to an internet cafe, and it's $1.50 an hour.
But they have a phone in the house.
One of them has a phone in the house. Out of three houses, there's one telephone, and everyone's got cell phones because they buy a cell phone for like $70 or $50, and they're free incoming. They get all the incoming calls they want, and then they buy these 300-minute phone cards for about $2 American.
All right.
And then, but everyone's got cell phones.
All right. So, did you ask her to marry you?
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah. Before I left.
I didn't get that at all. When we talked to you on the phone last week, you made it sound like you were trying to get the hell out of there.
Well, it was a situation when I was there, and I was just playing the card.
And I'm guessing if you're going back in February, she said yes.
Yeah, and I'm going to stay with her at her house for 7 nights or 7 days.
Why don't you just bring her here? Why?
I can't just bring her here because since 9/11, you have to go through all this paperwork, INS, and you have.
Well, how long does that take?
About 6 months.
So you just run her through Mexico.
You can't get her out of the country.
You can't get her out of the Philippines?
You can't get her out of the country.
I don't understand why not. She can't get on a plane and just fly someplace?
Oh, no. She can't even walk into the airport unless she has a passport with a ticket. The Philippines walk up to say goodbye to you like at the departing gate at DFW. But they can't walk through the doors. Because to walk through the doors, you have to show a passport and you have to have a ticket already stamped or already ready. And then you go in and you go through one security check, and they don't just run you through.
All right, so it's a heavy security check and a lot of paperwork.
There's like 4 security checks before you get on the airplane, and you're frisked 4 times, plus you go through metal detectors.
All right. So you're going to go back in February, and how long before you bring her home?
When the paperwork's due. Probably 3 or 4 more months after that. Yeah.
Now, what's to keep her from, getting married over here? Now she's become naturalized and leaves your ass.
Within 5 years, if she doesn't act right, I can send her back.
Really?
Really.
Oh. Okay.
Who's signing that document? Is that part of what deal?
That's part of the agreement with the United States. They don't come over here and divorce me and leave. If they divorce me within 5 years, they are deported.
All right.
So she's got to act right for 5 years. After 5 years, I figure at my age, I could care less.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of money.
Yeah. What's this going to cost you? What did it cost you to fly over there?
$862 for the trip, $550 for the hotel, and it was basically
It was only $800 to fly over there?
$862 round trip. Yeah.
God, it costs more than that for me right now to go to Cancun. I'm just looking up prices for Christmas.
We need a break. Well, I guess congratulations.
Well, we'll see.
Well, she's already said yes. Mm-hmm. There's nothing to stop her from coming over here.
Just me getting my ass blown off when I get back over there. It's pretty violent over there.
Is it?
Yeah. They killed 2 people at the airport 2 days or a day and a half before I got there. And then they had about 100,000 riding at the airport 12 hours before I got there.
I don't believe I'd enjoy that.
No, I don't think so.
When I go back, we can call again.
Hold on a second. Yes, Anita?
This is disgusting. I can't believe you're pussyfooting around this guy.
What about it?
He's going to another country to purchase a woman, and he doesn't want to buy the family what they want.
What's he need to buy the family anything?
Because he wants to take the daughter or the niece or whatever.
She wants to come. He's not forcing her to come back over to this country. What am I pussyfooting around? If that's what he wants to do and she wants to do it, I'm fine with that.
Doesn't he understand the deal?
I don't know. What's the deal? You tell us. Obviously, you've been privy to this. You've got more inside information than we do. What's the deal?
He called her it. He said, look at it. She's a person with a brain.
Did you call her it?
Yeah.
I love American women.
All right, go ahead. See, that you're exactly the reason why Lee had to go to another country to get somebody normal, because all you chicks in this country got an attitude.
That's
What's wrong
exactly the
with
reason.
Lee that he can't get a woman here?
I don't. You're atypical. Is that right?
Yeah.
You're the typical chick. Yeah.
I'm the typical chick.
You're the typical chick that we've got to deal with.
How's that, Russ?
You're a nut.
I'm reasonable. I want to know why you're pussyfooting around this guy.
I just asked you, what is it you think I'm pussyfooting around? I told you I don't have any problem with what he's doing.
You don't?
No.
I do.
Well, then you could not pussyfoot around it. I don't care.
If you're going to go to another country and buy a woman, you have to pay the family.
Wait a minute. Can I speak to her for a minute?
Absolutely.
I'm not buying anything. You know, what's the difference of going over there and sharing a little bit, or taking you out to dinner and listening to all your crap for an hour for $100? You can't hear me?
Well, all right, here's the point. He went over there and he gave the family some money. He didn't have to do any of that. He did it just because he wanted to. So by your logic, he didn't give them enough. How much should he have given them before it was okay, to where it doesn't make it disgusting anymore?
I'm concerned for her and talking about, I'm going to go over there and spend 7 days over there because that's what I want. Jeez, it's disgusting.
I'm still missing what you're trying to tell me.
What I told you. This is disgusting.
Why is him going over there? You know what? I'm going to ask you till I get an answer instead of you repeating the same thing. Why is him going over there for 7 days disgusting?
Because he's insisting on sleeping with the woman's daughter at the woman's objections.
There's no objection.
Oh, really?
Who's objecting?
The mother.
Oh, who cares about the mother? I wouldn't care about a mother in this country.
Put yourself in her place. Do you have a daughter, sir?
No, ma'am.
Not you, Russ.
Oh.
The man.
Yeah, I've got a daughter.
What if some guy came over from Korea, wherever, says, met your daughter on the internet. I want her. I'm coming over here to get her now, and I'm going to sleep with her in your house.
What's he look
if
like?
If you don't like it, tough.
Now,
if you want a big link sausage from the store, forget about it.
When you say sleep with you, are you talking about sleeping, or are you talking about sex?
I'm talking the man coming over and saying, I want to have your daughter for whatever purpose.
No, that's not it. That's not
all right. I think what you're missing is Lee's not talking about having sex with her. He wants to just sleep with her.
Oh, really? Well, that's different.
Is it not disgusting anymore?
No, it's still disgusting.
Oh.
I'm being sarcastic.
Oh, I missed that.
You know, I got my
I don't want to talk about this anymore. Well, you can be riled all you want. Well, what you're saying doesn't make any sense. And I can't figure out where you're trying to go with this.
Russ, I'm disappointed.
Well, I don't care if you're disappointed.
Know better.
I know better about what?
I'm a long-time listener, first-time caller.
Well, then you should know better.
I enjoy your show.
You should know better.
You know.
Now, I don't know anything.
Yes, you do.
I don't care what he's doing. He's going to take somebody out of poverty and bring her over into this country.
Well, dude, then pay her family if you're going to
He don't have to pay her crap.
Yes,
her family anything.
Pay her family, buy him some tricks and trinkets and whatnot.
Why?
Because he's taking the daughter away.
The daughter is going to a better place.
Yeah.
See, she doesn't hurt. She hadn't heard all this.
I don't care if she's heard all of it or not.
Yeah,
she's heard enough to get a handle on what's happening.
Is he a friend of yours or what? How did this happen? I missed the first part.
She found her on a website. Like a dating service. It just happens to be in another country. Now what?
Well, I'm just saying, if you're going to take somebody, you pay. And if you call her it.
So we go to Kansas City. I meet some chick in Kansas City. I got to go.
Just tell you guys aren't going to get through this, chick.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's all I wanted to say. Thank you for your time.
Thank God.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Wish I could get it back. Right. All right. Well, congratulations.
Well, thank you. And for the chick's sake, I did tell this lady that after she's here for 6 or 8 months, if she wants to start paperwork to bring her mother over here, I would permit that. That would be fine. And I'm taking a microwave, and I'm taking all kinds of stuff over there to work on the house when I go over there.
It doesn't make any difference. You don't have to do anything.
I don't have to tell this witch on the phone, you know. And that's why I went over there, because I think the American woman should take a few lessons from those people over there. Very nice society.
And they like it when you beat them over there, don't they?
especially if you
shut up.
This is Russ Martin.
You other brothers can't deny that when a girl walks in with an itty bitty waist and a round thing in your face,
it's last?
That's been over now.
All right. Yes, Russ?
Hey, Russ. I was just telling him about a year ago I broke up with this chick, and it was the week after her dad died. And the thing was, she went totally nuts because we went to the
Where did you go?
Hearing.
Where'd you go?
I used to live in Hawaii.
Okay.
And she was very obviously Filipino, but she used to tell people she was Chinese.
All right.
So we go to the will hearing, right? And she's got one sister. We go to the will hearing, and there's all these people in the room. I'm like, who are all these people? She didn't know who they were. Well, the will hearing starts.
Hold on a second. Do I know what he's talking about yet?
Absolutely not.
Tell me, Dan. Who just walked in there?
It was someone from Wild.
What do they want?
I don't know. I waved him off first.
Do they know we're on the air?
He does, but he was opening the door right as I was turning the mic on.
All right, go ahead.
What he told me was the girl he just broke up with, she just found out that her mother was a mail-order bride.
Okay.
And hates her, never wants to talk to her again because basically the way she looks at it, she just found out that her mother's a whore, is the way he put it.
I don't know if I'd call him a whore. Hang on. All right, now I know where you're going with the story. Go ahead.
Okay, so this guy owns the health insurance company that insures, like, third world countries, like $500 million business a year, right? So they dismantle this company among all his kids from his family, and her and her sister get like $100,000, right? So then it comes out after this hearing, her mom was a mail-order bride. She was like 20 years younger.
Okay.
So she hates her. She moved to the mainland and never wants to speak to her again because she basically thinks, that she's a whore.
Well, had her mom not done that, she'd have never been in this country. And she probably wouldn't have the life that she has now.
Right.
Yeah, but it totally destroyed her life. Like, we had to break up like the week after because she just could not handle it.
I don't think she realized. All right, thanks. And you know what? Maybe when you live in abject poverty, you'd do anything to get out of there.
Probably would. I mean, 31, really no chance for life, for a career, make any kind of money ever. You're going to live and die in poverty. Why not take a chance?
Yeah. Can you imagine some of the guys that fly over there?
No.
You laughing at?
I'm nothing. Nothing at all.
I'm not talking about Lee.
I know. I can imagine the guys. Maybe some of them are normal guys that are just fed up with American women's crap.
Possibly. Yes, Miranda.
Hi, I was calling about the last woman that just called. I was hacked off her. I wanted to talk to her myself, but you hung up on her too fast. All of the fathers in America try to get their daughters to marry rich men. She's just in denial of her own culture.
Well, she wasn't. You guys are taking this from two different angles. She thought it was disgusting that she was going to go over there or that Lee was going to go over there and not give money to the family. He was doing it because he wanted to, not because he had to.
What's the family have to do with anything?
That's exactly what I'm bringing up. If I went and picked up some chick in Plano and I take her out, I'm not going to feed her whole family. First of all, me picking somebody up is absurd on its own. And then I'm going to give their family some cash?
Exactly.
Just because he flew to the Philippines doesn't change the parameters of when you're dating. Granted, the whole thing's weird to begin with.
It is. We're just not used to it.
That's like I said, it's a dating service.
Basically. You're just going to a different country.
Thanks, Miranda.
With different cultures. Women that are going to be very much appreciative of the new life.
Subservient.
Yes.
They like to be dominated. They have very few opinions.
Probably.
And they're hot.
Mm-hmm. That one is.
And Asians,
What?
Age well.
Yes, they do.
So why wouldn't you want to go over there? Get you a nice Filipino woman.
Yeah.
They'll love you for you.
Yes.
All of you.
Yes. Your heart, your mind. Don't.
Maybe they like skin tags.
Possibly.
It's just little bitty people that didn't make it.
No, it's not. Yeah. You meet my family.
Yeah, meet mine. Look at these. It's my family that didn't make it. See this? I named all of them. Let me show you the rest of the skin tag.
No.
Hang on, look at this. See? All those other ones, they're going to grow into weenies, too.
You named them all?
Named them all Dan Lewis. This skin tag right here.
No.
This skin tag right here asks for its own armpit. That's his wife right next to it. That skin tag right there told me that this skin tag wanted his own armpit. God. Good, I hope he's happy. He's going to be happy. He's met some chick that lives in abject poverty. I'd stay in abject poverty. He met somebody in abject poverty, and he's going to make her happy. Say it. No, you look like you're about to say something.
It's over here. This is the caller from Trey Tranho. That's its mama.
Sometimes when they have
inseparable. I don't know.
Sometimes when they have a fight, the skin tag goes over to this one bit. Hi, Catherine.
Hi. I've got a bone to pick with you, Russ. You said that maybe some men in America feel like they have to go to another culture to find a significant other because they're tired of putting up with women's crap here.
Mm-hmm.
But by saying that, aren't you implying somehow that women in our culture have evolved differently than men? Any crap that you could associate with the women, any stereotype or bone that you have to pick with us, couldn't the same be said of the men in our culture?
No.
Why is that?
Because it's not. Emotionally, we're structured differently.
I see. So women in America are giving off certain crap that the men in our society
It's going to be good, I can tell.
I beg your pardon?
Well, your implication was that the men here may feel that they have to go somewhere else to find a woman because they're tired of putting up with our crap.
That's exactly what happens.
And the men are not putting off the same crap vibes that the women are?
No, because we've evolved differently. It's like I said, we have a different emotional structure.
I see. So you're emotionally more solid, but you're not still guilty of the same fallacies that men do all the time. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. We're in the same culture. We're in the same society. You and I are both living in Dallas.
I understand that.
How is it that you have become some creature worthy of my affection, but I haven't?
I already told you. We evolve differently. We respond to our environment differently. We evolve in a different method.
Nah. I mean, that flies in the face of evolution. I mean, you may say I'm genetically composed differently, but you can't say we evolved differently unless you grew up in Sri Lanka and I'm growing up in South Oak Cliff. I mean, that doesn't make any sense.
I'm sorry you can't understand it.
I believe I'm probably capable of understanding most of what
I've just thrown out. I've explained it to you, and for whatever reason, yes, I have.
You think if you use a word like evolved, suddenly you're some Darwinist?
You just asked me a question, and I told you why it's different. We have both evolved. You have evolved in one direction. We've evolved in the other. And in the method that we've gone, the two different ways that we've gone, we don't prefer you anymore because you're too big of a pain in the ass. Just like right now, you and I are having to have a conversation, and if I wasn't getting snatched from you, I wouldn't talk to you. Which reminds me. This little skin tag went to market. Hi, Christina.
Russ, shut up about the skin tag. I'm about to puke.
Why?
It's sick.
It's not sick. It's just little babies that didn't make it. Dress them up for Halloween. Stop. First time I got one,
yes,
I hit it with a match head.
Thought it was a tick. I was going to back out. Well, that burns.
And that must be connected. We do news yet?
We haven't done it yet.
All right, then. Let me think if she had a point before we move on. You know what? I'll give her a little bit. If guys have changed and we're harder to deal with, it's because we had to do that. We had to evolve to deal with their crap.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, for the most part, are pretty simplistic. And that's what chicks hate about us is a lot of times we're not too deep. You get what you get. And I know that sounds naive and like I'm just glossing over it, but really that's for the most part, that's what you get.
It's the old famous thing when they look at you and you're gazing off. What are you thinking of? Nothing. I'm trying to relax.
Yeah, I was just taking a break from your crap. Thanks for ruining it.
I'm not thinking of how you look in those pants or the fact that your shoes don't match. What I'm thinking of is nothing.
Is that okay? Well, you have to be thinking about something. I'm thinking I'd like to go back to not thinking about anything if you would kindly just shut up for a while.
I think about stuff all day.
We like silence. Why? Because we get fascinated by stupid stuff.
Yeah.
We don't have to have all these different things going on. So, yeah, if we've gotten harder to deal with, it's in reaction to what you've done. Nothing that we do is proactive. We respond to our environment.
You just don't hear women flying over to get mails from the Philippines.
No, why is that?
I don't know.
All right. Ready for news?
Yep.
Do we have time? Huh? Hold on, I got to negotiate with Eddie. How much time we got?
We haven't actually started running the stop sets for this hour yet.
Jesus. We haven't run any 6 o'clock spots?
Not yet.
How long since we came out of the last break?
We came out at 6:19.
Oh, yeah, we can't break yet. It's only been like 10, 12 minutes. We'll do a couple of news stories. All right, 6:32. J.D. Ryan's on Live 105.3.
Thank you, Russ. Brought to us by Miller Lite.
This hour of the Russ Martin Show is brought to you in part by Miller Lite.
And by Service King Collision Repair in Irving on Airport Freeway. Eddie will be there on Thursday from 11 to 1 o'clock. Lunch from Applebee's, also in Irving. A Southern Methodist University student who ingested large amounts of water remains hospitalized this week. Braylon Curry was the victim of fraternity hazing. Curry is a junior pledge at Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity. Dallas Morning News reporting on Monday that he was admitted to the Presbyterian Hospital of Dallas early Saturday and fell into a coma by mid-morning. Suffers from pulmonary edema, a condition where water enters the lungs, and sodium imbalance brought on by the excessive fluid consumption. Spent Friday night last Friday engaged in what appears to be a water drinking competition on an off-campus apartment.
Hold on. Yeah, Rick?
Hello?
Yeah.
What is a skin tag?
How do you describe it? It's kind of some kind of fleshy growth.
It's a little fleshy. It's like a wart, except it hangs off.
What do you, like, hang, like, loose?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Like it kind of moves around?
I guess. I don't think it's got bones in it.
No, it's not.
Doesn't have tendons or anything.
Just flesh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nasty.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you get that?
I don't know. Get Dan on the phone.
Dan Lewis had some.
Yeah. He said he would pull them off and they'd grow back.
Oh.
He stopped when I started talking.
It never happened.
I know. It didn't make any sense.
Black men do not survive as long as white men after treatment for localized prostate cancer. Researchers at the University of North Carolina have found out. They found that the median survival time for black men was 1.7 years, less than the survival time for white men. Black prostate surgery patients lived an average of 10.8 years, while the white patients lived 12.6. People with racial prejudice are left mentally exhausted after interacting with someone from a different race, perhaps because they're trying to quell their feelings. That's according to a new study. Shows that areas of the brain associated with self-control light up in white people when they are basically talking when they're talking on a racial basis with black people or shown black people's pictures. The study showed that the level of brain activity correlated very closely with poor performance in a test of thinking ability given right after a face-to-face interview with a black person. The researchers believe believe this indicates the subject's mental resources have been temporarily drained due to their efforts to suppress the prejudices.
So they had a hard time taking a test because they were drained by talking to a black person.
So they were tired because
they didn't want the black person to know that they were racist.
Correct. So their brain's busy working, and then you're tired.
Got it. All right, go ahead.
FDA has just approved the first chewable birth control pill, and it's minty flavored. The chewable pill is the new version of the Ovacon 35 birth control. You can swallow it whole like a normal pill, or you can chew it up, but you have to wash it down with a full glass of water to make sure it gets all the way in your stomach. Anyway, there's no word on when it'll be available for us in the U.S.
Ouch. Nothing. Okay. I'm just screwing around over here.
Okay.
Ouch.
Southern draws have thwarted voice recognition.
Do they have roots?
I know. I wouldn't think
skin
so.
tag?
No. It's just a little growth of skin that comes off. And I don't even know why they grow up underneath your arms. That's where I believe most of them.
I think that's where Dan Lewis said he had his.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. Southern drawls have thwarted voice recognition equipment used by the Shreveport Police Department to route non-emergency calls. A switch over to the lower tech touch tone system, in which callers hear a voice recording they can respond to by pressing a different button, is scheduled to be put in next week. The voice recognition system asks people to name the person or department they wanted. More often than not, the system couldn't understand them, so they wound up in the wrong place. In Louisiana, this is according to the police chief there, we have problems with the Southern drawl and what we call the lazy mouth. Because of that, the system often didn't recognize what the caller said.
Okay. Go ahead.
11,000 folks British people were at a concert last night with Meatloaf in the London's Wembley Arena, and then he collapsed on stage.
I want him. How old is he? It's like 50.
Yeah.
55?
It doesn't say here.
I don't think he's that old.
Show was stopped temporarily. He returned 5 minutes later to do I wouldn't do anything for love. However, he had to stop during the first verse. He told the crowd he was feeling terrible, and the show was called off. No word whether tonight's show will be canceled too. Meatloaf had to postpone a couple of shows last week because of a bad case of the flu. He's saying he's exhausted.
We need to update our Deadpool list.
All right.
I want to drop a bunch of people off mine. They're never going to die. And even if they do, they're not worth anything.
Yeah, it's because we're here 6 weeks away. It's over in December, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have them, Eddie? Yeah. Let's see who I got really quick.
Thank you.
I've got Tom Laughlin. It was Billy Jack. Is he still alive?
I believe so.
Punk. Zsa Zsa Gabor. I really thought Rodney Dangerfield was going to go.
Yeah. That was a good one.
Obviously not.
Well, he's getting old now, too.
Rosemarie, Boris Yeltsin, Jerry Lewis, Richard Pryor, David Lander, Squiggy, Luther Vandross. That was a hose job to start with. He ain't never been sick. He's never was in a coma. He was in a coma right before his Best Of CD came out. Then it goes to number one.
He's better.
Yeah, I can talk now.
I don't think he's that good yet, but...
Louis Anderson, Marie Fredrickson. I know I ask this every time. Who is that?
She used to sing for the pop group Roxette, and she has brain cancer.
Oh, okay. Ooh, she's only 44. And I got Andy Griffith. JD's got Pope John Paul, Ronald Reagan, Tug McGraw, Evel Knievel, Don Knotts, Merle Haggard, Harry Morgan, Ricardo Montalban, Richard Widmark, Carl Malden, Ernest Borgnine, Johnny Cash. I don't know you had Johnny Cash.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't updated this. Warren Zevon gone?
Yes.
You cleaned up on Warren Zevon.
Mm-hmm.
This says he was 44.
Yep.
You also had Rod Roddy.
Yep.
Bobby Bonds. Eddie's got Elizabeth Taylor, Ryan O'Neal, Eddie Van Halen, the Egyptian Twins, Sir Richard Attenborough, Osama bin Laden, Idi Amin, Barry White, Daryl Strawberry, old chick from Happy Gilmore. Who was that?
I can't remember her name. She played his grandmother in the movie Happy Gilmore.
All right. Patrick Moynihan, Pat Summerall, June Carter Cash. She's gone. We really got to update this. You got Buddy Epson. He's gone. Hume Cronin, Billy Graham, Gianno Pavarotti, and Pavarotti's unborn child. Why is the kid going to die?
Actually, one of them did. Just before they were born, they had a press release that the mother wasn't doing well and the twins weren't doing well.
You don't get credit for that one.
Well, they didn't have names at the time, but I called them.
Well, you don't. If they don't have a name, you don't get credit because that's 100 points. Screw job. See what Trey's got. You guys want to pick his list? Sure. He's got Fidel Castro, Muhammad Ali, Johnny Oates, Heston. I guess he means Charlton. Buck Owens, Lady Bird Johnson, Porter Wagner, James Whitmore, Marlon Brando, Frank Caddy. It was the guy from
Mr. Drucker.
Yeah, from
Pettigo Junction.
Thank you. Artie Johnson and Guatemalan twins. Nobody gets points if they don't have names. Once they get a name, you can jump on them.
Okay.
He didn't have anybody on his list. We'll update that later. We really need a break?
Badly.
Go ahead and wrap it up.
News and information brought to us by the new Car Toys in South Lake. I'll be there Saturday from 2 to 4 on South Lake Boulevard. I'm J.D. Ryan, live 105.3.
The Russ Martin Show.
When did she call?
It was earlier today.
Was it her?
No, it wasn't her. It was one of her reps.
Oh. Jennifer Love Hewitt called.
Oh, she did?
Yeah. She wants to come up when?
Thursday.
Why is she in town?
She's in Walmart. They're opening up what's called Kick's Coffee Cafe.
She got to run it?
No, but...
Her last movie sucked.
She doesn't have to serve coffee.
Oh. What's she doing?
Serving coffee.
Told you.
What? Well, promotional tour.
Right. It's she's helping with the first store that opens up around the nation. It's here in Dallas at the Preston and Park location in Plano.
Okay. So what's the question? Yeah.
I'm just checking, just to double check. And to let
people
you know.
people like that you don't have to check on. Jennifer Love Hewitt is a yes. I don't know about this Stormy Waters or whatever name chick is for this Thursday.
Stormy Daniels?
Yeah, whatever.
Why?
I don't know. I'm just not in the mood. They come in, they get naked, you talk to them. And you don't talk to them about, the only reason you talk to them is so they'll get naked.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
It's just, I'll tell you exactly what it's like. It's speed dating.
Yeah.
They want to get whatever it is that they got. They want to say it. And in exchange, they'll get naked.
And juggle your marbles.
Yeah. It's not because she likes me.
No. Even though that's how you kind of met L.A., and she ended up liking you, liking you, loving you.
Yeah. Well, the way L.A.'s traveling, it sounds like the relationship's off with the billionaire.
It does. You've successfully done that.
I don't have anything to do with it. Her traveling all around the country has nothing to do with, I didn't have anything to do with it.
I know, just in the back of her mind, you're back in the picture now. So she's not pursuing him as doggedly as she was. No.
Good.
Yeah, that's exactly what you wanted. But you continue on now and tell her you still love her and you're still going to get married. I'm sure, right? That would be the right thing to do.
I don't know what you just asked.
Are you going to ask her to marry you now?
I don't know.
Okay. That's.
You don't just immediately ask somebody to marry you.
You didn't say no. That's a good sign. That's good.
We've never lived together.
Mm-hmm. It's true. Just the time she was there drove you nuts.
Yeah. Nah, I don't think I love her anymore.
Don't you even.
What?
Don't you dare.
What?
Break this girl's heart again.
I don't think I love her. I think it's over with a billionaire.
It's not. It is over with a billionaire.
Yeah, I don't need to love her no more.
You stop that. If you break her, I mean it. If you break her heart,
What?
That's just uncool. She cried last time she was here. She's cried before.
I didn't make her cry.
You sucked her back in.
First of all, anything that we did on the air, and it could have been a bit.
It wasn't a bit with her. I saw her face. I saw the tears. You think that was a bit?
No, what I'm saying is she was reacting to what we were talking about on the air.
Yes. And what she heard was real, and it really hurt her heart.
Well, then I'll let her go.
You did.
That's what you've been bitching at me for the past 2 or 3 weeks. Let her go.
Let her go to the billionaire, but now he's out of the picture. So now you're stuck with her.
I'm not stuck with anybody.
Well,
you told me to let her go.
Call her up and break her heart. Call her up and say you don't love her anymore.
I still love her.
Call her up and tell her you're not going to marry her. You never have any plans to marry her.
I don't know that. I don't know that for sure, and that would be wrong to tell her something like that.
You don't know that because you don't know that the billionaire's gone yet. God.
It'll be all right.
I'm sure it will. It'll play out. She survived you breaking her heart before.
I'm not really sure how we I don't even know how we got into some type of relationship to begin with.
She fell in love with you.
She comes in. She's on the show. We hang out.
That's it. She came to your house. She stayed at your house while you were at work. In her mind, that's a relationship. Y'all slept together, even though that's not that big of a deal for her. Y'all dated. Went to dinners. Privately. No on-the-air stuff.
I know.
That's dating. In her mind, she just really did fall in love with you.
And I love her.
And you don't.
Yes, I do.
You toy with her.
I'm going to let her go.
Then let her go and never call her again. Let her cry one more time.
I don't want to do that.
Why? Because it's fun to jack her around?
It's not fun to jack her around.
You're doing it. Must be.
Get off me. Deal with your own relationship.
Okay, mine's running fine at this particular moment.
Okay. I'm sure that's not going to last.
How dare you?
It doesn't. You know damn well it's not going to last.
Thanks a lot for the confidence.
It's not confidence. It's looking at the track record. You know damn well something freaky's going to happen, screw up a weekend, and you're going to go, that's it, it's over.
Happens in every
it happened with you. How many times have you said, and I'm not being smart ass, how many times have you said, it's over, that's it, I mean it this time?
Well, in the early days, a lot. I haven't said that recently.
You did it last year.
Did I?
Yes.
What were we
and the
fighting
next thing
about?
I know, the show.
Okay, we can't remember that. Never mind.
That's it. It's over. I'm never seeing her again. I'm not kidding around this time. This one was too far. She went too far. 8 days later, she's at the Christmas party.
Yes.
Is it close?
Absolutely.
You're right.
No, it wasn't the Christmas party. It was Cindy Coyle's wedding.
Funeral.
Was it the funeral? Nah, she was at the wedding.
The wedding.
Yeah, because JD walks over and goes, because I see him coming, and I see her with him, and before I could say a word, he comes over and goes,
Don't say anything. Let it go.
Wasn't a week and a half later. That's it. It's over. I mean it. There is not, I can't, gone.
We've had our rocky times. We've had our good times. Mm-hmm. Like any relationship, any marriage. Just I don't pull her back in just to keep her from going marrying somebody else.
So?
Well, that's what you're doing to L.A.
You're never going to marry Joy. Why don't you set her free?
If she meets somebody, she's welcome to go. If that's what she needs.
Well, you don't know what you don't.
We talk about it all
if
the
that's
time.
what L.A. needs, then that's what she can do
then
as
let
well.
Her go.
She's free to do as she chooses. For all we know, that you're keeping Joy from a billionaire too.
No, if she had a billionaire, I've never gone, you quit seeing him. I've never done that.
We approach relationships differently.
Clearly.
We have to break one more time before Liz?
Yes.
Oh.
All right. What?
I just didn't know we were that far behind.
Oh.
This is Russ Martin.
So I missed it. Is she coming up for sure?
She's trying to fit it into her schedule.
What time is she doing the coffee thing?
She's done with that at noon on Thursday. So we're trying to make sure through her schedule that she's not going to be on a plane back to L.A. by showtime.
Okay. Good.
It's very nice.
I got to pull out my Jennifer Love Hewitt notes that I made from last time.
Yes.
You remember she likes Dairy Queen, and she's really close with her mom.
Our mom.
Just like me.
Or something. Yeah, I'm sure she ignores her mom on her birthday just like you.
I called my mom on her birthday.
Did you?
I think. Oh, I offered to have her come up here again in the limo. She didn't want to. Something was wrong with her.
What was wrong with her?
I don't know. Never called back to find out.
Exactly. Never called back to find out what was wrong with your mother on her birthday.
Oh, well.
It was a while back. She could be dead by now. When was the last time you talked to her?
I'm sure somebody would tell me.
You're not concerned about her health?
I'm sure she's fine.
Well, what if she's not?
Well, then I'll find out.
You haven't called her in how long?
Whatever July to now is.
God, are you serious? You really haven't spoken to your mother in that many months?
The last time you talked to your mom.
My mother's dead.
Everybody's got an excuse. I'll call her.
All right.
And you really think this is off? We'll pretend like we're talking off the air. Sure. You honestly think that LA's in love with me?
Absolutely, no question. No question asked.
What about you, Eddie? Eddie doesn't think so.
You're kidding.
What do you think? You think she just uses me to promote her?
I think there's a lot of that to it, and I think she's a very good actress.
I don't think she's that good. If she is, she needs to be doing real films instead of porns. Because she came in here and she was teared up, almost shaking.
Yeah, that one threw me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't have an answer. I just don't know that she really does. She's told me off the air, you are the one.
Yes.
But that could have just been setting me up for something down the road to continue to promote. What was the last thing? Almost every time that she's been on, especially the last 2 or 3 weeks, what she talked about, that new website that she's working on.
That's true. Well, of course, she's a businesswoman, too. You've said that before. She's a very smart businesswoman, so she's going to use the opportunity to promote other things she's doing. And she's excited about the website because it's actually going to be interactive and do other stuff.
Good. All right. I was just curious.
Yes.
I meant to ask you during the break. I forgot. All right. You ready?
Yep.
Here are the plugs. Let's go.
More information about the Russ Martin Show. If you want to email us individually, go to russmartin.com. Later tonight, I'm sure we'll have the video clip from Channel 8 on the sports last night up. To get answers to any questions you may ever have about the Russ Martin Show, include audio clips and links and such, go to russmartin.info. Instant email during the show is studio@russmartin.com. Other show sites are johndavidryan.com, eddieboyd.com, danantasos.com, gaillightfoot.com. Let me see. Limousine service provided by Ultimate Limousines. Contact George at limogeorge.com. And everything else is at live1053.com.
All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah.